Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Boxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record with pay-per-view.
My drop, I know my drop, I know my situation. But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
Boxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a Super Bowl edition of the Boxing Voice. The Super Bowl's on probably somewhere right now. We're having our own little Super Bowl on boxing. A lot took place yesterday and throughout the weekend. We got ShoBox on Showtime to discuss, as well as Top Rank on ESPN. And we cannot forget about the they're closing it up now. I guess it's the finals of the WBSS, or it's the World Boxing Super Series with the Muhammad Ali Trophy on the line. And Murat Gassiev comes away with the win and unification. So we will be discussing that. Plus, Terence Crawford, Jose Benavidez get into a verbal scuffle. Crawford invites him outside to, and I quote, not make it to his fight the next day. Definitely a lot to talk about. We're going to get on out to our co-hosts all the way from around the world. We're going out to the Golden State, to Matt, the Hipster Hunter.
WBSS production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it? Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
Boxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rope into a knockout. Now, when the main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish.
Boxingvoice.com.
Yes, the Hipsters here. Haters beware. And I know we shouldn't get any hate for this show because we're doing it literally as the Super Bowl is playing right now. I have it on the background. You know, shout out to all the football fans out there. But like we say, every Thursday, every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we are here for the flagship edition. Tons of topics to get into. Can't wait to chop it up with the panel. No! Oh, I'm sorry, Ness.
Super Bowl in the background.
Yo, I'm barely paying attention to it.
No!
It's okay, Ness. It's okay.
Cheating on boxing like that.
Cheating
on boxing.
Come on, man. Like, are we gonna really act like this weekend was like that super lit? But anyways,
listen, introduce Doomy, because you'll be shocked to hear what I got to say. I mean, I think it was a great weekend.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the same. I mean, look, the reality of it is.
Try talking into the mic.
So reality of it is, I didn't catch all the fights. You know what I mean? But the fights that I did catch, which was the Dorticos versus Gabriel, that was a hell of a fight, man. I think. How
about you try to door and kiss the mic and speak into it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually had the mic volume all the way low. Sorry about that. Still trying to ride the producer wave like Maddie B. Gaddy. Yeah. So you know, I thought it was a good week of boxing. There was a couple fights scattered throughout different networks, but I caught the Gassiev versus Dorticos fight, and I really appreciate what those two guys were able to show the public and take a 12-round fight when you know, certain shots. I would have never seen a guy really take shots like Dorticos, man. He's a fucking robot. I had a good time watching the fight, and I think that they really put the 200-pound division on the map, in the sense that you can count on an action-packed fight in that division.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that division in about 3 topics, and hopefully Gassiev can
fumbled the intro though. That's cool.
Continue to produce. Yeah, you're right. I was supposed to play that shit. Not bad.
Or you talked over your intro before you played it. To be fair.
True. He just jumped in. That is what he did.
I mean, it was kind of you, Doomy. But anyway,
like, hurry up and introduce Doomy. He just started talking like
digressing.
I didn't watch the fights. Speaking of someone who did watch every single thing out there, except for those names we will not mention.
Oh, but we might mention them.
We'll see.
Depending on who.
I don't know how Benavidez Jr. made headline topic on today's show. I'll leave that for the producers to worry about once they see the comments from the listeners. That being said, I could only follow the rules, and there was a scuffle at the weigh-in for Jose Benavidez's tune-up. Could someone get the name of that very game fighter?
Yes, I can do that.
And while you're doing that, I just want to give a big shout out to ESPN and Top Rank. I want to take this time to do my best rendition of Alex Lemon from Northern California and say Top Rank is doing a hell of a job. The production level on that entire fight card.
Matthew Strode is his name.
Matthew Strode. Oh, snap, he's your cousin. The production on that entire fight card felt like a big time fight. They made it feel that way. The commentators, I did miss Teddy Atlas, but I get it. You know, just the colors, the vividness of the picture, the HD quality, everything, the lights right before the main event, the show that they had a little light show. I don't know, tennis anyone. How'd you guys think of the overall production of this boxing on ESPN card in Corpus Christi? Shout out to Munguia.
MIA Munguia. I don't know what to really say about it. I think the card overall was a bunch of mismatches with a bunch of names that we know, unfortunately. Taking the Eddie Hearn playbook, you load the card with a bunch of prospects and names you're pushing and a bunch of mismatches, and you push the card heavily on the telecast, and you make it seem like a big card, even though it's not. That's the way I viewed the entire event. And plus, it has an ESPN Top Rank, push, for the industry. So I'm not surprised it looked the way it did, even though it did look great.
I just want to do my little, I don't know, hater shit and say, why haven't we seen any articles about how Top Rank is failing miserably and they're going to ruin boxing on network television because they're abusing this ESPN deal, doing ridiculous mismatch after mismatch. I mean, Valdez is in the same type of fights that Jesse Hart and Zuldo and Gabriel Flores and Teofimo Lopez, and every single Top Rank A side was in a very undermatched.
Even Nkajas in the co-main event was in a huge mismatch. I mean,
Yes.
There wasn't a single competitive fight on
that. Got a game fighter though. Let's be honest. We got to give Gonzalez credit.
No.
He was a little game ass, badass. Father went to jail. Fuck that. I'm Miklos about to make it happen live on TV. Ass little dude. I liked him, but he had no pop. He was like Matt versus everyone he's ever fought.
And also he just wasn't doing anything. Like he was in there just to be in there. Like he was just walking. I would
disagree with that. He was definitely being a counterpuncher. It just wasn't as effective, but he was definitely 1-2 and counting. Like he wanted the right to the body and then the left up top.
Okay, by round 6, if that game plan's not working, you got to change your game plan up, and you didn't do that. So I didn't view a guy in there trying to win the fight.
You know what we did? We always make these mistakes. We started off talking about Benavidez and Crawford, never said what actually happened, went right into the card because that's where Benavidez actually fought, was on this card. See, that's the thing. Like the way this topic was, like this could have been an afterthought in Benavidez's fight. It didn't have to be the headline, but somehow the producers of this show feel that Terence Crawford will be fighting.
Why don't you just say me? I'm the producer. I'm the one that made it the headline.
I was trying to save you the backlash.
I can argue it. I don't think it's that big of a backlash.
It was a committee of you and maybe Doomy.
Here's the because Doomy's really in on it on the pre-production group chat.
Legendary boxer, always on cue, says stop promoting Crawford's next bum cherry, Ness. And that's what I'm saying. Like, why are we talking about Crawford's next possible fight that we won't like, even if he did sign it? Because let's be honest,
that we don't like it. That's the exact reason why we bring it up. Because we know that
we're letting Top Rank and Carm already know today, like, hey, we see what you're doing.
Yeah,
we had these guys in the hallway about to fight like they were in the school, but we don't buy it. Do me? You want to stop sitting there like your mannequin from the movie?
Well, you can make fun of me all you want, but you know that I said already I didn't watch none of these fights. And I didn't even watch the video that you're talking about now. I'm actually looking at it on my own in my side window right now, and I'm seeing that there was an altercation between the two.
And let me jump in.
Oh, you don't have to watch the fights to know that you either A, like the matchup between the tall, young, ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous. But yeah, of course I like the fight.
Jose Benavidez versus the also tall and long. Say it again.
Ambidextrous.
Terence Crawford. Both men moving up. So I understand why Top Rank, Carl Moretti, Bruce Trampler, and what's the other guy, Todd DeBuff, are like, look, if we could get the public to believe that this is a match they need to see because of this, schoolyard brush off that they had where they're shoving and pushing, this is perfect for us because it's a 147-pounder who's really not a 147-pounder, who's also had 2 years out, who's also been shot, who's also fights with his hands down, who also is not the better of the two brothers. Just saying.
He's a poor man's Felix Verdejo. Let's be honest. Like, that's what Jose Benavidez is.
What the hell is that?
Let me Doomsday, he's being very disrespectful. Jose Benavidez, Ninka Sea, he won a fucking WBA strap.
Okay. He won a WBA strap. I don't give a fuck about the WBA.
I mean, look, do I like the fight? Yeah, I like the fight, but is he gonna get the fight?
Whoa. Hit the backspin. What the fuck you mean you like the fight?
If I like the fight personally, I would like the fight, but does it mean that Jose Benavidez is gonna get the fight? No. He hasn't done enough yet.
I mean, I think he's going to get the fight the way that all the fucking Christina Poncher, everybody was like.
The entire ESPN telecast set up that fight.
Except for Bradley. Bradley was the only one like, yo, this dude, if he's going to be talking shit to Crawford, he's got to do better than this versus this type of opposition.
So what you're saying, they're pushing the fight? The network, they're pushing the fight?
The network is laying down the groundwork. I mean, they continue to drop little hints like, hey, we can't really say, but if you do a little Google search, you'll know that, Manny Pacquiao's coming back on the network. And also, so is Terence Crawford versus Jeff Horn, but it's not official. And it looks like he'll be facing Benavidez after, you didn't watch.
On the telecast itself, they mentioned that Terence Crawford replied on social media to the Jose Benavidez fight with LOL.
They laugh out loud.
The telecast. So they're pushing this event. They're pushing.
Not only that, Matt, they also had the trainer as a commentator, and he is the manager, and he accepted the fight live on air. It was like, Bomac, I mean, do you want this fight? He was like, shit, we'll take that fight.
Oh yeah, that's
want to look good.
That's an easy W for Terence Crawford. Come on, man. Like,
the reason
I brought it up is because to me, it's the biggest name with the biggest headline of the weekend because the fights really weren't that great.
But let's be fair to Terence Crawford, to Top Rank, by saying this is the way of boxing. And not only that, Danny Garcia, when he moved up from 140 to 147, he had a 43 fight or a 42 and a 44, then a 47. So if Crawford decides to fight a 47 with a not so true 147, should we be allowed to be mad?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Because if this all happens after the Jeff Horn fight and he beats Jeff Horn, with the amount of shit that Terence Crawford has been talking, yeah, we're going to expect him to go over to PBC and fight one of those guys immediately.
So, okay, I mean, I'm a victim of saying this in the past, Doomsday. I mean, one tough fight, one easy fight. Is it bad for Crawford to have the tough fight for the WBO title, first time moving up, facing a guy in Jeff Horn, awkward style, guy we don't have much tape on, obviously looks naturally big, Crawford being the smaller man to move up. If he faces and defeats Jeff Horn, why should he automatically go after a top 5 welterweight next?
I mean, I don't think that would be advised. See, look, Crawford's really confident when it comes to his boxing skills and his skill set. So he's the type of guy that likes to challenge himself. And when he feels, he's always feels confident, but when he feels like he can do it, he'll do it. And it's up to his team ultimately. But as advice for someone to then face a top 5 other than Jeff Horn right away, right after now, I'd say take another light fight, get used to that weight, and then take another hard fight. I mean, it happens a lot. A guy goes for a hard fight. When he comes back, he gets like, a comeback fight. You don't even got to call it a tune-up nowadays. But
let's be honest, the fans, because that's what I was arguing about, not really the advising part or the managing part, the promoting part, because they're obviously going to advise Jose Benavidez. That's why we brought up this topic. That's why me and Ness both think this fight is going to happen after Jeff Horn, if he beats Jeff Horn, because that's what they will advise. But the fans are going to demand, not necessarily that they're going to get, but they're going to demand that he goes over to PBC after beating Jeff Horn. Because A, we think Terence Crawford's that good, and B, he's been saying he's that good.
So he doesn't fight Benavidez. He doesn't, or he does, and then he goes to PBC.
I have no idea what he does. I'm assuming he probably fights Benavidez, but I really don't know.
You obviously do not want it.
No, I do not want it. I think it's a tune-up. It's a tune-up.
Tune. Call them Looney Tunes. And I ain't talking about the cartoon. Listen, let's go on to the undercard. Before we get to Zuldo, let's get to the real undercard. Let's take it back, because I don't want my man Alex Lemon coming on with the AK spraying something. Gabriel Flores Jr. was live on ESPN app. Shout out to ESPN app. I finally figured out how to put it on my Sony Bravia. So no longer do I have to Chromecast or any of that, because for whatever reason, ESPN app doesn't Chromecast right to the TV. You have to have like a separate Chromecast. It always picks up my girl's Chromecast, but not the, internal one. So whatever. I figured it out, put it on the app, watch these fights. Magnificent quality. And the ability to have the playback on demand, really loving it. So I watched the undercard fights. Do we have a bout sheet, Matt? Can you pull up the order? I just need the names, and I watched every one of them. And they were, while we've already established that, they weren't super competitive and the A sides were meant to win or look good. I don't want to piss off or ruffle legendary boxer's feathers too much before he comes on. But accepting and knowing that these fights were what they were, and they were not meant to be fully competitive. I'll start with the Honduran, Teofimo Lopez, who they are pushing very hard, and I like it. I like it a lot. He's very cocky, and I'm not going to say Adrian Broner-like, because he's not just talking, but he does have attitude. He does have some charisma and machismo. You can head on over to the Boxing Voice Instagram and check out his highlight reel where he touches his foot in the manner that you would when you go to slam dunk. I don't know. I think it's a windmill, right? No, windmill is not that.
But crossover.
No. You ever seen someone dunk? I think it was the dude from Toronto with the bald head. I know these names.
Vince Carter.
I believe Carter used to, jump in the air and then with the ball hit his sneakers, then dunk. So Teofimo did that with one foot. He lifted up his back foot, right hand and back foot meet. The opponent was mesmerized. Boom, boom. The 1-2 lands, even the hook. What I question is the power. I don't know the caliber of this opponent. So we don't know how durable this is. I don't know, Matt, do you know who this opponent has lost to before? Because I'm sure he's been in that circle. You know what I mean? We've seen him face other guys. But what did you think of Teofimo? And I'll find out, if his opponent has been in there with anyone we might know.
I mean, I'm looking at his opponent's resume right now. Maybe the only name you might know is where was he at? A Daniel Estrada, maybe.
Okay. That's good. We'll be talking about Estrada later when we talk about Ancajas, because
no. That's not that Estrada.
It's David Estrada, right?
Yeah, no. That's Juan Francisco Estrada.
Francisco Estrada. David Estrada is the cruiserweight.
Teofimo's opponent was Will Madera, right? That was the kid's name.
No. He's scheduled to fight Will Madera now. If that cut heals properly, and this is what we need to talk about. He did a lot of showboating, which obviously catches the attention of the commentators, the producers, the networks, even the promoters. They want you to look impressive. They want you to entertain. Are you not entertained? But he got a headbutt and suffered a cut. He says he's going to be still fighting. If you check his Instagram, he's still going to be scheduled for March 17th in Madison Square Garden here in the tri-state area. But it's a possibility that he may not be ready for that because the cut won't heal. Have you guys watched this fight?
I actually didn't catch that fight either, man.
Yeah,
Sorry to say.
yourself all on the top rank. You neither? You neither, Matt?
I definitely watched it. I watched the entire ESPN card. Teofimo looked good. He looked methodical. His jab looked good. His control of distance, the pace. I can tell the cut not necessarily bothered him, but it made him really stick to the boxing and not really go after a finish, in my opinion.
Wow, that's so funny. Because, the telecast brought the cut up a lot. Maybe because you were watching it live. I don't know if you didn't have the telecast on. They seem to sway me and have me believe their opinion that, well, actually Bradley, because Kriegel felt like you, like maybe he was being affected by the cut, but just putting on a facade that he wasn't. Bradley felt, hell no, look at him. It's been 3 rounds now. This guy's, he's fighting like normal. He's fighting better than he was in the past.
I think if he didn't have the cut, he would have eventually picked up the pace and the work rate and tried to get that KO or TKO late in the fight. And because of the cut, he was a little more hesitant by going in there in close in the phone booth and maybe getting a headbutt again, opening up the cut more. I felt that was there, that he just stuck to the game plan, stuck in first gear because of the cut. Not necessarily that, again, that he was upset by it or that he was flustered by it, but he never got out in gear because of it.
Was he frustrated?
Frustrated. Wilderism, yes.
You could be right, because I do remember the telecast and specifically Bradley, because he is the brain there, right? When it comes to boxing and technique or whatever. And he did say, like, yo, he seems to be taking breaks. He shouldn't be taking breaks. If he wants to be this next star, if he says he's this phenom, he should be getting this guy out of here. And that didn't happen. But at the same time, I looked at it like, yo, this is a prospect that needs round. This is a guy that moved from Florida to Las Vegas to get higher quality sparring. They said on a telecast, kid, he bought a 10,000 square foot house in Las Vegas
for his family.
Now, that's not that expensive, but it is. I mean, it has to be at least, even if, like, let's say a hard, why am I going in his pockets, right? But that's cool. I'm not even going to tell you what it could cost. Just say it's cool that he traveled. He brought his whole family. He got 10,000 square feet. That's more than enough. Believe me. I would love to live in 3,200. Like, that would be a dream house for me. So imagine what 10,000 is. That's fucking 3 of those, right?
That's
amazing. And yo, shout out to fucking Top Rank that this kid could afford to either buy or lease, rent a 10,000 square foot house already on a Top Rank prospect salary.
He looked good, looked like a solid prospect, did not look like the next superstar in this fight. Not saying that's not what he is, but he did not look like that in this fight.
At 140 either, he needs to put a little more pizzazz on these performances, because at 140, we got Regis Progress. We got other guys, even not Emmanuel Alim, but is it Alim? No, the one that's going to be in the fight with Ramirez now.
Miramon, come on, man.
Amir Iman. We got guys that are already flashy there that he's going to have to perform better. And again, we're talking about a guy who had his 9th professional fight and didn't take out a guy that all his fights were possibly from Mexico. Juan Pablo Sanchez. Pretty much every single fight in Mexico. That was his first appearance in the United States. So
he needs another year to year and a half before he's up there with a belt yet.
But I like that they're starting early, Doomsday, saying on air to the public, this guy is the next star. That's what he believes. This is that, and they're focusing your attention on that. And look, 24 hours later, it's still in my mind, and I'm sure it's in a bunch of other viewers' mind. Now, this is your guy. You put me on him about a year ago. But you didn't watch this. Fuck.
I didn't watch it, but I know the kid's a confident fighter. He's confident in the ring. He's got his signature backflips at the end. He's entertaining. He's my countryman.
The backflip again. I'm always fearful of fighters doing those acrobatic moves in the ring, and it's like, boom, you twist the ankle, you're fucking out.
He's been doing it for so long, though. It's like second nature. I think, Matt, you would agree with this, right? It's a little crazier when they hop out off the octagon. I think they actually
I kind of agree with Ness. I don't like when any of them do it for the injury reason, but I mean that's just me being cautious.
But like I said, he's a confident fighter. I think that they just need to. They're doing like they're supposed to. They're bringing him up the way they got to bring him up, giving him some exposure to to better fighters as he progresses. But yeah, you're right. He has a tough crowd in that 140 pound weight division, and it's kudos to Top Rank for doing this with I think a lot of the young fighters, especially with the Olympic team fighters, like Shakur too. They're all being pushed and they're being promoted at a young age so that by the time they are champions or contenders or belt holders or whatever it may be, they actually have a crowd following, and they can sell pay-per-views, tickets, whatever it may be. The more they grow their fighters, the more successful the promotional company will be.
Well, he definitely can talk the part. And when we're talking a skill, I see the skill and I see the defensive awareness. I don't know if Matt, you were seeing he was doing a combination and he always brought that right hand back. And boy, did his opponent, always try to take advantage and follow up with a left hook. But he's very, very technically sound with that defense. This is a good fight to watch. You can still watch it on the ESPN app, which also means you can use it. You can see it from by watching it on the ESPN app. You can view it on a desktop, a mobile phone, a tablet, or a smart television. Like I said, today I was able to go into my smart television settings and menu, download the Watch ESPN app straight to my Sony Bravia, and I have it there, and it's the best thing I've done because now I got an ESPN 3 so I could watch these Russian fights later on instead of always Chromecasting. But let's talk about Gabriel Flores Jr. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez. Hopefully he makes it for March 17th and we get to see more of him. But Gabriel Flores Jr., he looked. It's funny that Alex has always talked to us about him. And I've seen already basically all his fights, all right? Or maybe I missed 2 or 3, but this was his 6th professional fight. It was in ESPN. It was on the app. And the composure of the kid. I mean, I keep saying was anybody. We're on a jab Doomsday. Matt, were you impressed with his composure?
Doomsday's on it.
I feel so naked out here right now when I had seen these fights, man. Damn.
I'll be honest. He looked good. He looked really good. Looked really sharp. Looked really skilled, technical, methodical in a sense. But I mean, look who he was against. I mean, that was one. Teofimo was against the same type of fucking cupcake. Exactly, but that's why I'm just like I don't know what we really have yet with Gabriel.
Everybody was up against a cupcake. Look at fucking Ramirez, and it took him.
Let's be honest. Teofimo Lopez fought a guy with over 45 fights. Gabriel Flores fought a guy with 6 fights. Like there's a huge, drastic difference in that.
Yeah, he fought a veteran.
Okay.
So I mean,
okay.
Literally
I still feel like Teofimo's Juan Pablo Sanchez was like, a fucking.
No, he was vastly better than Alex Solorio. Come on, man. Who was 4-2.
I mean, listen, he's supposed to be. Teofimo's 20.
No, they're both supposed to be fighting guys that are bad, but they are fighting guys that are bad.
No, they're on the right level, Matt, because you got to understand, Gabriel Flores Jr. is still a senior in high school, bro.
Yeah,
so,
I understand.
He's not supposed to fight the 50-year vet.
Ness, I'm not expecting that. You misunderstand my point here. I'm just saying I can't get too hyped off of it like an Alex Lemon. Because while he looks phenomenal, look at the quality of opposition. I have to wait until he gets a little bit older to fight better opposition. But he's definitely a guy to watch. 100%.
No, but that's my point. Like, we've seen other prospects in with this level of opposition and not look as crisp. This boy looked it.
I don't know about that.
Really?
You go back and you watch Earl Spence's first couple fights or Mayweather's first couple fights against this level of competition. Yeah, they looked better.
Oh my God. I wish I had all my sound bites right here. Can we get an applause? He's fucking good. Hey, Alex, you're gonna love this shit, homie. He compared him to Earl and Floyd.
I'm just saying, like, but you are like, you're saying, like,
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. That shit came out
really early. Hold on. You said look at all the guys
who
who hyped really early, who are the Floyds and the Earls of the world, and yeah, they looked better against these level opposition, in my opinion. And one, they were also fighting guys at a much higher level at a much earlier pace than a Gabriel Flores Jr.
What did he fight? He fought a 10-round fight?
I do not know what we have in him yet. He looks great. He definitely got to watch, but I do not know what his ceiling is. I do not know if he can be a championship level guy. I do not know that.
What did he do to this guy, Alex Solorio? How was the finish?
It's insane that these people are the same people that can, quote unquote, use the eye test to see talent in an Earl or in whoever the fuck they choose. Now you can't use the eye test to see that this kid
really are we comparing
is sharp.
Are we really comparing a guy like Earl, who had at least fought top 20, top 30 guys when people started getting on that hype train? Same with Lomachenko. When we have a guy with Gabriel Flores Jr. fighting a guy that literally only has 6 fights and literally has lost half of them. So I don't know what we're talking about.
Lose half, did he?
I mean, I don't know what we're talking about. Like, I don't know what we have here in Gabriel Flores. He looks great. Looks fantastic. Definitely a guy to watch. Definitely talented. What is his ceiling? I have no idea. I think that's completely accurate and fair to say.
Yeah, the guy has what, 4 fights? No, 7 fights, right? Yeah, 7 fights.
All I know is
4. Yeah, he did lose 4 fights.
Now, you know what you've seen.
Hey man, I know that Gabriel Flores Jr. is a friend of the show, and I know we have to be nice, but I'm keeping it 100 here. Like, I don't know what his ceiling is. Looks fantastic, but he's very young. He's fighting a very low level of opposition here. I don't know what we have yet.
Yo, listen.
What you do have is an up-and-coming fighter. That's for sure.
Yo, yeah. But Alex, listen, we've been here before. This is this kid's 5th fight, right? And we've seen people struggle. We've seen people go a decision, suffer a headbutt, clinch a lot, anything, right? But like, oh, he looked too good, so we're just gonna overlook it, brush it off because it isn't the level of opposition. It's his 5th fight.
I didn't brush it off. I'm saying I don't know what his ceiling is. Those are my very specific opinion about the fight and him. Are you disagreeing with that opinion? Do you think
exactly why network television will never work? Because our boxing fans are so fucking like uptight and fickle and just hard to please.
How am I being hard to please?
I'm speaking in general. I'm just speaking in general because this has happened in the past with PBC when they attempted to show us the evolution of a prospect to contender. We as boxing fans, we get disgusted. It's like, oh, don't show me this bullshit.
I didn't
see him. Let me finish. In general, I told you already, I'm speaking.
But you are saying it after my opinion, so you compare.
There's other people that are going to have your opinion. There's other people that are going to have your opinion on the fact that they're all mismatches. Listen to me. Just listen to me. It's the fact that people are going to have the same opinion as you because these are all mismatches. It's going to be the same, sing and dance that they used to do with the PBC cards and the fact that they were not, or they were failing to put on the best versus the best, during an opportunity where boxing was on quote unquote live television or free television, right? And all I'm saying is I'm always okay with this. I was okay when it was ESPN with PBC because I love the evolution. I love to know the Teofimo now at 8-0 before he's fucking 15 and 19-0 and on a ShoBox or an HBO After Dark. And I would rather see Gabriel Flores now versus somebody, who's 4 fights in with 2 losses, but see him now versus when he's 20-0 on ShoBox or Boxing After Dark.
What are you saying right now that's disagreeing with my point?
Nothing at all.
Okay.
Just expressing myself because I know that there's going to be people like Legendary Boxer specifically who's going to say Top Rank put on shit. Why y'all not giving them shit? Top Rank put on shit. But I'm just being consistent because when PBC quote unquote put on shit, it was okay for me because I love development fights. I love development fights. I want to see you suffer a bit of adversity, but not suffer the loss. You don't need that. You need to learn. And that's what a developmental fight is. That's what Gabriel Flores was in. That's what Teofimo Lopez was in. And David Kaminsky, who opened up the card, was also in one of those, and it didn't go so well for him. Lucky for him, the opponent, Rafael Muñoz, was inexperienced, has only been in 5 fights in his life, or 4 fights, and he's only won 1, lost 2, and had a draw in the other. So when Kaminsky came out there a la Jesus Soto Caras and blew his load versus Mike Jones being the one that blew his load, Kaminsky kind of did the same thing in the first round. Matt just like 1-2 bombs. And yo, I really thought he was about to get rid of this, Mexican dude who looked like a Mexican Uber driver, but he didn't. And he lasted. And then Kaminsky didn't look so good.
Yeah, but it was also his pro debut. I mean, that you always expect someone in their pro debut to look a certain way, to look a little bit almost nervous or agitated or anxious in the ring.
He's an Aegis Klimas guy. That's like saying he's an Al Heyman fighter. Like, you don't just give him, like, if you want to see what I'm saying? You want to be hard on Gabriel Flores for not fighting nobody, but then this guy gets a pass because this is pro debut. But he's a Lomachenko, Usyk. That's the level that he's on. He's with
that's definitely not the level.
Manager.
That is definitely not the level that he's on. Just because he's signed with the guy doesn't mean that he's equal to everyone in that guy's stable. I mean, that has never made sense.
I ain't saying equal, but
come on, that's
good pedigree.
Kaminsky have 2 gold medals. Does David Kaminsky have 2 gold medals? Yes or no?
I don't know.
So to compare him to Lomachenko just because he's in the same stable or managed by the same guy is ridiculous. Put that to
I don't even know who Kaminsky is.
Secondly, I didn't say anything other than he looked nervous.
Matt is upset.
So what did I say that disagreed with your point, Ness?
What are you talking about?
We weren't disagreeing.
You're trying to say that I'm nice on David Kaminsky, but I'm mean on Gabriel Flores. What did I say that was different than your opinion?
Well, you said it was his pro debut.
He looked nervous. Yeah, guys in the pro debut look nervous.
I don't think I ain't see nervous, man. I don't know. We had definite opinions about a lot of these fights because I seen a very aggressive kid. He was throwing
a guy that was anxious in there, that was throwing too much on too many shots, that didn't know what to do.
Okay. I did see him putting a lot on the 1-2s, but he was walking his man down. He just, he didn't put it together properly.
Of course he did, though. I mean, he was fighting a guy that was 1-2-1. I mean, again, he may be a touted prospect somewhere, but he's not Lomachenko.
Almost got dropped in the first round too. You seen that?
Yeah, I did. But yeah, I mean, like you said, like there's some prospects that looked really good against these level.
And that's my point. This is a prospect who obviously Aegis Klimas expected to have a better professional debut, and he had a stumble.
Sorry, not to interrupt you, but then we've seen Gabriel Flores get hurt before, I believe, haven't we? Like we've seen him get.
I don't know if we've seen him go backwards. This guy was punched and went backwards. He stumbled.
Maybe that, but I've seen Flores flipped. I've seen Flores go to.
Never seen Flores get tired or blow his load or look anxious. That's what I was talking about. See, that's why I didn't like that you just brushed off the Flores fight, because the level of confidence, the maturity, all that that he showed is something that Kaminsky didn't show, and not even Teofimo. Even though Teofimo was shining and trying to showboat, he didn't have the composure of a a Flores. Why? Because Flores kept his man at the end of every single punch. There was a nice distance between Flores and his opponent always.
And again, you're talking about guys with over 500% more pro experience than him. So.
All right.
Really
go on now. Do we have to go back to Jose Benavidez? I mean, did we talk about it enough when he took on Matthew Strode, Matt's cousin? David Benavidez 25-0, Matthew Strode 24-5. Listen, I don't know what I seen yesterday. Okay, it's not a style that I like. I don't like guys that switch. I know people love Crawford for being a switch hitter and switching from orthodox to southpaw. I don't like that. I feel that shows that you're running out of fucking ideas. It works for Crawford, cool. and it's working for David Benavidez. At least it did yesterday. But Matthew Strode is Matthew's cousin, so it's that level of opposition.
He's not my cousin.
Jose Benavidez fights like the way that he did yesterday, Matt, versus not Crawford, because he should not go in there with Crawford until he corrects the fact that his hands are down by his side a lot. He thinks he's the 147-pound version of Jarrett Hurd.
Yeah, I don't know about fighting with your hands down in the sport of boxing. I mean, sometimes you do it just to get better head movement. I mean, sometimes you can feel confident about the distance, but a guy that's clever in maintaining and gaining distance, and he'll have a bad night doing that shit with Crawford.
Jose Benavidez looked good in the first 3 rounds because he was beating the crap out of the guy, and then eventually we realized, oh, he's not putting this guy out. Oh, this fight might go decision. Then that happened, and then it looked a little bit different. Again, we talked about this fight already. I think he looked decent against a bad opponent, and that's being very nice. Mediocre is going to be probably the more accurate term.
Well, he got the stoppage, and he is coming off of a 2-year layoff and a gunshot wound to the leg with all sorts of reconstructive surgery to the leg, bolts and screws going through it. So again, everything has to be put into perspective. I don't want to be.
There's added context to why he looked the way he did, absolutely, but he did not look good.
It needs to be said because there are listeners that are joining the show for the first time today. They don't even know your name is Matthew, the Hipster Hunter yet. So yeah, the information needs to be said. He was coming off a very long layoff.
Who?
That's why we have a panel here, so other people add information.
I didn't know that.
Our panelists, Doomsday, I didn't know that.
That's double
Jose Benavidez, the brother of David.
Man, gunshot wound.
Yes, and but he didn't look great. He definitely needs at least, I would say, 2 or 3 more fights before we talk about him with anyone up there in the top of the welterweight division.
I like how Joe Tessitore's lame reporting of what happened. He said a man. No, he said I'm trying to get it exactly how he said it. I think he goes like this. He said a man wearing all black and hooded came up to him. That's it. No, really, that's it. He didn't even say like that was the man that shot him or anything. Like that's it. That was the reporting. Like, okay, piece it together then.
Well, to be fair, I mean, ESPN's commentary team isn't the A team, I would say, in boxing.
It isn't the A team, but I tell you what.
Bad. It's not bad, but it's not the A team.
And Joe Tessitore actually does a good job of being that guy with the voice. You always got that guy with the voice. Do it, Dume.
Coming to you live from the Boxing Voice headquarters here in Roselle, New Jersey.
Professional.
Woo! So yeah, that's the Joe Tessitore kind of voice. Let's move on down the line. Rohan Murdoch. I swear, thank God for boxing and none of the real fighters fighting, or I would have never heard of this guy. See, this is what I mean by watch him when you have to. This was a watch him when you have to, because I'm already watching a card. The shit is playing. I seen Rohan Murdoch. Now I got to ask our Australian correspondent, Mickey Caparelli, about this guy. Never heard of him. Never seen him till yesterday. What about you guys?
Ness, I did see the fight. I'll be honest, I don't give a shit. We've been on for 50 minutes, and we have a ton of topics to get to. So I say we run through the co-main event and main event of the ESPN card, and then get to maybe the rest of the topics and the callers.
Whoa, what is the rush? I mean,
no one has heard of this guy. No one's heard of his opponent. No one cares about this fight.
Tessitore?
Yo, I think Matt's trying to save this guy for his little fucking standing 8 count with all his little hipsters and shit. Why don't you take a short walk off a long pier?
I'm just being honest. I mean, it's I kind of want to watch the game. We've been on for almost an hour, and we're
so now the truth comes out.
We're on one fight card, and we have so much.
Listen to me. You are excused. Not everyone is like me. I've never watched the Super Bowl, and I'm almost 40, so it's all good. You can leave.
All right, bro.
come on, Nestor. We need to waste time with this fight when we have other fights to get to. There's a unification we haven't even talked about.
Nah, you see, this is the thing, dog. Like, I'm a different man. When I first started, I know people, they've been with me rocking out from the beginning. And yeah, I might have not cared about a Rohan Murdoch.
No, you only care about it because it's Super Bowl today.
No, I seen the fight. Just let me talk. We wasted the time. We would have been done with the fucking topic, but you're like on this Super Bowl. Go watch it. I don't give a fuck.
I want to get to the rest of the topics because this isn't. No one cares about this fight.
Oh my God, he is a fucking pimple on my ass today. This kid, Frankie Filippone or Filippione or Filippone. He deserves a fucking mention, bro. Fall the fuck back, you hip ass hipster.
Okay.
So does Rohan Murdoch. He's a good looking Australian kid. Top Rank signed him. It's the super middleweight division, and I have to see. This is why I'm good at what I do, because I let my listeners know the truth. He's a super middleweight, man. Why the fuck you think Top Rank signed him, Doomsday?
Super middleweight. I don't know. Why did they sign him?
Imagine he's a future opponent.
Yo, this guy is French. His name's not Doomsday. His name is Domas.
Merci beaucoup. No, but why?
Who's in the main event, motherfucker?
I just said it. Gilberto Ramirez is super middleweight champion.
Exactly. Because if we don't tell them today, Doomsday, because this is what the Triple G hat wearing hipster over there doesn't fucking get. If we don't tell people,
I get it. I just don't care.
If we don't tell people today that Rohan Murdoch was on a card of the undercard of Gilberto Ramirez and he looked A, bad, or B, good versus Frankie Filippione, full-time police officer, part-time boxer, then we're like, yo, who the fuck is this Jeff Horn versus Pacquiao? That's how that happens. So we had to watch this accidentally and forcefully, so now we report it. That's all, Gosh. So anyway, he's handsome. He's definitely in shape. He's a southpaw. He seems to have a good chin, but he was being hit by a full-time cop. You know what I mean? The cop was in good shape, but not fighting. Not even like he didn't look like his opponent. How about that? I mean, Murdoch, what could you say? He's 21-1. He's already suffered a loss somewhere down the line. Top Rank, they're in the business to the super middleweights the same way that HBO and what's those other guys, K2 and Golden Boy are in the business for middleweights. That's why everyone else is buying as many middleweights as possible. A la, Golden Boy signing Glenn Tapia and David Lemieux and others like that, Gabriel Rosado, because they're investing in their Canelo future. And Top Rank is investing in their Gilberto Ramirez future, because after we speak of Murdoch, we'll speak of another super middleweight that was also on this undercard and will possibly, or is already on the telecast, being named as the next opponent, because he still has the #1 status in the WBO rankings, where the super middleweight champion Gilberto Ramirez holds his title. So, how many rounds would Murdoch last versus Gilberto? Probably not a lot, and that's probably why they signed him, to continue to make Gilberto look good, because he is not a finished product. But that's all. Did you see this Murdoch fight, or did you go get a little sandwich at that time?
I didn't see this fight.
You didn't see the entire card. I don't know why we keep going.
Only fight.
I'm talking about you, Matt.
Oh, well, he responded, so I thought you were automatically talking to him. Yes, I did see this fight. He looked good, but I didn't know him. I didn't know his opponent. Didn't really care about the fight. It was kind of on the background, to be honest. I cared about the next fight way more, to be completely honest, because I know Jesse Hart a little bit more.
See, that's the thing, man, because you see Jesse Hart's opponent, when we get to him, it's not going to be as tough as Frankie Filippone, bro. Frankie Filippone went down 3 times and got off the canvas.
Tennis. I know you want to talk about this guy that no one's talked about instead of other fights like unifications in the cruiserweight division. I get it. I understand. You give more time to these fights than unification fights. I get it. But yeah, while this guy may be relevant in a title fight once, in the future, afterwards, I don't think he's going to be, because I don't think he's going to win that title. So even though we may need to know about him eventually, It's gonna be a 15.
That's so false. That's so false. Let me tell you why. First of all, Gilberto is extremely flawed. Like
he is. No. He
might
is.
not hold that title. This guy could be lucky enough to land that punch. Listen, he's got mad holes. Jesse Hart gets the rematch. He might win, and they do a trilogy. And that would be Bob's.
This guy.
What?
You don't think Jesse Hart beats this guy? Like we can go down the top 10 of the super middleweight division. I think they all beat this guy.
I mean, well, this guy is still flirting with prospect, level.
Of course. But I'm just like, again, I'm not going to start talking about this guy and giving him tons of airtime and talking about, hold on. Because
why not? He's from Australia. They just signed him as his first American fight with Top Rank. I don't get why you shunning these guys. Like, it's his first fight. When do we talk about a foreign fighter that hasn't got any TV time ever? Isn't it right when he signs with a big time promoter and gets his first television fight? Like, what the fuck?
It should be 2 minutes at most. That's my point.
You're backwards as hell. Dog, go watch your Super Bowl so you can be in a better mood.
You've had poems. Relax. I'm saying that there is topics that deserve large amounts of time on this show.
We're not going to.
Why are you cutting me off? You don't want me to cut you off. Don't cut me off. If we have topics that are of more importance, they should get more time than these fights. That's my point. Not that we shouldn't talk about it or mention it, but again, it should be a mention. It should be a quick 2-minute thing, and that's it. And then we move on.
Matt.
You made it 10 minutes.
Matt. When did I say we're not going to talk about Gassiev?
No. I understand we're going to talk about them. But Ness, you're also the person that scoffed at even talking about Usyk Benavidez and said that no one cares about that. And you didn't want to talk about that at all. And so we didn't really talk about that topic.
What did I specifically say in that sentence? I can't hold on when you're repeating my shit all wrong. I said no one cares because it ain't on fucking US television. Where were these top-ranked fights at? Where were these top-ranked fights at? Where were these top-ranked fights at?
Care about these top-ranked fights.
Fucking guy, bro. Go watch the football game. It's okay. Nobody's mad.
If we're a boxing podcast, we're going to talk about a prospect fighting an unknown guy for 15 minutes and talk about unification for 5 minutes.
No, you know what we're really doing? We're arguing for 10 minutes and talking about the prospect for 5 because you're a pimple on everyone's ass today. That's what we're doing.
I'm just disagreeing with you. It's fine, Ness. I understand you don't want me to just
arguing about every fight that we're going to talk about for 10 minutes, then let me talk about it for 5 to argue about the next one for 10. It's crazy.
Again, you're talking about all these fights for 10.
I still got to talk about Jesse fucking Hart. So you're just wasting time.
Okay, then talk about it.
Where's Jesse Hart from?
Talk about it. Again, I've been waiting here. I let you talk about the other fight. Relax.
I'm saying. Look, my own co-host don't know where the fuck Jesse's from. Is it okay to tell him? Or should we skip it because he wasn't in a fight that Matt likes?
No, you can definitely tell him.
Nah, let's skip it. Fuck it. Let's do your logic. I don't know where he's from. We can't talk about it today, Doomy.
Yes, did I say skip any of the
box? Talk about Usyk and Gassiev, what Matt wants to talk about. The hip unification. Let's go.
No, Ness, you said you don't want me to lie about what you said, so you don't lie about what I said. I said we shouldn't skip these topics, but it should be a mention. It should not be 15-minute discussions.
Okay, Jesse Hart got the win.
I know Jesse Hart and all these fighters are not individual topics. We have 4 topics to get to.
Yo, hey, Doomsday. Jesse Hart got the win on the undercard. We're good. That's a mention. That's a mention.
Nah, I need to know more about this guy. What kind of win he had? Was it impressive? Is he an upcoming future fighter, or is he just another one that's gonna bite the dust? What's going on here?
I don't know. Maybe you should watch some of his fights.
Yeah, well, I was busy doing house stuff and other stuff.
Not from yesterday, but maybe like his fight with Gilberto Ramirez.
No, I'm gonna watch the whole card today, and before I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yesterday's card. I'm saying watch his other fights because he fought Gilberto Ramirez, and that was a fantastic fight. That's where he was really known. So if you want to know Jesse Hart, you should watch that fight, which wasn't yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah, I seen a mention of it in his lead up to his fight.
And he looked fantastic last night. First round knockout.
He fought who? Thomas Wimbono?
Yes.
And who? See, I didn't know. I don't know who it was. His opponent, somebody that's credible enough to make him a
absolutely not. His opponent was a fucking Gabriel Flores opponent ass dude, but he looked fantastic last night. I'm telling you. This guy's throwing around fantastics depending on who he likes.
This kid, he lost to Caleb Plant, lost to Derek Webster. He lost his last his last 3 fights. He was coming off of three losses. His opponent.
Yes, Jesse Hart's a contender. He fought a champion. Gabriel Flores is a contender with 5 fights. Like, okay, if you want to compare the two, that's fine.
Jesse Hart looked fantastic last night. The guy he fought has lost his last 4.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Let's not talk about the prospect, the new blood that's facing dudes who can actually beat him because he's still a prospect. No, let's talk about the contender who was already fought for a title and
that guy that
he's fighting a fucking prospect.
Alex Celerio could beat Gabriel Flores. Alex Celerio could beat Gabriel Flores. You think that? You thought Gabriel Flores' opponent could beat him?
Yo, let's get to the Usyk card, bro, because that's what you want to talk about.
No, I don't want to talk about this guy. It's not Usyk fighting, actually.
Gassiev knocked out Dorticos, and now we're getting Usyk.
Come on, give my man Dorticos put some respect on that name, man. That man.
That's what I'm talking about. You want to, jerk off a prospect fight that no one cares about. But
let's jerk off Usyk and Gassiev now.
That was a fantastic back.
I got 2 hands, Matt. I got 2 hands. Let's jerk off Usyk and Gassiev now. Come on, you're a fucking hipster. This is what you waited for.
As you go, man. It's your show today. I get it.
What the fuck? I already talked about all the stuff I wanted to talk about. You
talked about all the stuff you ain't want to talk about already, man. No. Let's get to it. Gassiev versus Dorticos.
I left you your topic all for you.
No, you go. You're the lead host. You bring it.
Well, shit. If both of you are gonna play hot potato, I'll take the lead on this one. Then.
Oh, you watched this one. You watched.
Hell yeah, I watched this one. I still only.
Why you watch this one? Wait. This is perfect because Matt and I had an argument about the last time this tournament was on. We said something like, I said I didn't care because it wasn't on U.S. television. So what made you seek out a link for this fight over watching ESPN? That is.
It was a free official link on their official YouTube account that actually worked.
Yeah, besides what Matt just said.
Matt, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
There's a link on their YouTube account.
There was.
Boxing fans still have to seek the fucking link? Mr. Technicality over here. There was a link on their official YouTube.
I mean, you're following them on social media.
I'm a hardcore and did not know that there was a YouTube link.
I mean, I pulled up my YouTube account, and since I follow certain web page, certain channels and stuff like that, it just had it up there for me
as a related
as a related topic. But even so, I didn't know until I think one of you guys actually put me privy to the fight being on YouTube. There was no outside source for me that I received, like in a commercial or anything like that let me know that,
Why would there be? I mean, are you looking for a commercial on TV to talk about it?
What you mean? Why would there be? Because they need to promote this shit that no one knows about.
Yeah,
like a fight in Russia that's getting their money in Europe. They streamed it on for free in the U.S. I mean, that's what we wanted, for them to stream it, and they announced it all over their social media. If you follow their social media, you saw it.
Yeah, but you're
hardcore Ness and you have hardcore fans. You had it.
Wait a minute, but you're saying that because it was streamed free, it doesn't really matter.
No,
like if people actually are exposed to some type of source of information that'll let them know that the fight's actually happening.
Did they air commercials in the U.S. on U.S. TV for?
I'm asking you. I didn't see anything, so I wouldn't know. You would know more than me.
Never gonna be commercials for overseas boxing fights on U.S. TV that are streamed on YouTube.
Okay, but see, you're holding me to just my one word. You're holding me to just commercial. What I meant, any source, any source.
Doomsday.
There was sources.
Doomsday.
Where? Name them.
You're not on Twitter. What are you talking about? You admit that.
But you need to name them because I'm acting right now as a regular casual fan. So you need to name them.
Any social media account on Twitter that features boxing. They talked about this on Saturday.
You're making it seem like everyone's supposed to know this, Matt. You're a producer in a boxing podcast. You know this.
Sent to you. You had the link sent to you personally.
Stop. I am representing the public right now. I'm putting myself in that perspective. You ask why
he does that. We're all supposed to know.
Again, you call yourself a hardcore. You should have known about it. It was featured on their social media accounts.
Oh my God.
I sent it to you.
You can go ahead and shovel dirt on me about me not being a hardcore. Now, when you know that I like to see boxing, but not everyone catches stuff. People have things that happen in their lives, man. Not everybody's right behind the fucking TV only watching boxing all day. So you got to understand that we're catering to this conversation and talking about it.
This fight
was people.
This fight wasn't catering to you or the U.S. audience. They've made that very clear that they do not care about the U.S. audience. Right?
Okay. So do they care about the European audience?
Yes.
Okay. So do they have commercials out there?
Yes. It's featured on free TV in the UK, like Channel 4 status.
Channel 4 commercials in London about the WBSS.
The fight card is featured on Channel 4 for free. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, you don't feature Chris Eubank and George Groves. It's a European event.
Exactly.
We're an afterthought to them.
Well, you're still not getting. You're still saying that we don't matter. We do matter, man.
Not to them. That's what I'm saying.
How could you say that? You're not them.
Look at what they're doing. It's true. Look at their marketing plan for the US.
Always listen. It may not be their central marketing plan for their European stuff, man, or whatever's happening in the East. But you can't sit there and tell me that the people are not going to want the maximum exposure. You're speaking out of your ass.
They obviously do not. Over half of the tournament has not been on US TV. Or streamed or on.
Well, you know what? Shit, I bet you they're gonna fucking make corrections. This is the first tournament of its kind.
Yeah, they might make corrections, but right now they obviously did not care because it was a European event.
For you to say they didn't care, it's different.
False.
They didn't care. It's different, bro.
It's false. There's been rumors already out that they had a deal with Showtime, and then it didn't go through, and people are wondering whether Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman are beefing. But nobody really knows because now Schaefer's back to promoting the Mikey Garcia card. So please, yo, stop with this bullshit that they didn't care about US TV. You heard what Deontay Wilder said. You can act like he's fucking crazy, but you fucking know it. Ain't no boxer in this motherfucking world ever get bigger than when he's been on US television. Name one that we don't know. Name one that we don't know that didn't fight on U.S. television. All of a sudden is in the motherfucking Hall of Fame and bigger or eclipsing Floyd or fucking Ali or Frazier or any other big time boxers that box in the motherfucking America.
What are you saying that's disputing with whatever I said? What did I say that you're disputing?
What you said is they don't care about the U.S. That's a lie. They tried to get a deal. They couldn't get a deal. HBO ain't want to do it, and Showtime ain't want to do it. They thought Showtime was going to do it. HBO said no. Don't act like they wasn't shopping that shit around the fucking U.S.
But, I mean, they didn't make a deal.
We ain't buy that shit. We ain't buy that shit.
Where's my soundbite? Oh, I don't got one.
If they really wanted it on US TV, they would have worked out a deal, but they didn't. They overpriced themselves. They try to lump it as one huge package deal.
No, they try to say, yo, you got to play all these motherfucking boring ass fights, all of them. You can't just pick the big ones like this one. You can't just buy this and put it so the world can see at least the fucking champions.
What fights have been boring? What fights have been really boring?
Dog, it don't matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter. You made a claim and you can't back it up.
You don't get your cake and eat it too. You let the network pick and choose. They could have bought Usyk versus British and
they did not want to do that. The World Boxing Super Series did not want to do that.
That's my point. So then don't shit on Doomsday. Don't shit on Doomsday when he asks you a question saying, yo, you don't think they wanted maximum sport? No, obviously they don't. They only care about Europe. No, they don't. They came to us first.
It wasn't a priority.
You ain't telling facts because you a liar trying to fucking get over on Doomsday.
Don't try to destroy my credibility on air.
Matt, stop bullying me, Matt.
And again,
I feel bullied right now by Matt, man.
Really quickly, because I know you want to call me a liar and stuff and try to destroy my credibility on air, which is kind of weird. But
a liar for this particular discussion, man.
Again, Ness, if they really care, they would have got US TV rights, in my opinion. But they
also they have all the control in the world that they could.
Wait, did you hear
you're going off?
It's obvious it wasn't a priority, right? Can you not speak on that?
Did you hear his key word?
Why can't you say that it wasn't a priority? Maybe it's because they had to roll with the punches and take their shit somewhere else.
That's fucking right. They had to pack their bags and put their little tail between their ass.
And I'm not saying it's that, but you're saying it like you know it is.
No, because his key words were "in my opinion." As soon as he said it, he said "in my opinion." So like that's all that it is. It's your fucking opinion.
Ness, your entire show is opinion.
I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm being clear. I'm being clear that Doomsday has an opinion, and the fact that he feels that maybe they wanted maximum exposure on their product is a valid one, instead of you shutting it down, saying, no, if they wanted maximum, they wouldn't have catered to the Europeans, Doomsday. Ha, ha, ha. You don't know what you're talking about when you're, in fact, the fucking one that's wrong.
Yes, that's not what I said.
That is what you said.
No, that's not what I said.
All right, ask him. He's right there.
Ask Doomy?
Yes.
To tell me what I said.
Yes.
I want him to reiterate what he said. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll reiterate what I said or what I mean, because maybe you misunderstand me.
That can happen.
I always misunderstand you, according to you.
You do misunderstand me often. The World Boxing Super Series obviously does not have the US TV as a priority. They were not able to finalize a deal with any sort of network or a combination of networks. So they fell back on their main priority, which was the European market, which they are the base of. Yes, you can go now, Ness.
My hand is raised. Listen to me. What part of Cale Sullivan had the fucking European ITV market? That's why he's partners with Schaefer, who's supposed to have the US market because of his dealings with Heyman, bro. What don't you get? It was not what you're saying. Say again, in my opinion, please. Because
no.
Said it is like it's fact, when in fact it's not fact. The facts are,
what are the facts?
Two promoters. The facts are two promoters came together and they had both intentions of bringing television to both motherfucking worlds, okay? To the UK and the Europeans and to America. Schaefer being the bridge for the American networks and Cale being the bridge for the European networks. But now you're trying to spit it like, no, they only cared about Europe. Stop the lies.
I said it's not a main priority.
So
you switched it up now.
Hey, that's not the same thing.
Now it's not a main priority. No, it's exactly what Doomsday said. They failed on the US, so they had
one US fighter. Why would the US market be a priority? They had one US fighter. The rest were Europeans.
Look, we all know that Schaefer's been the one that he wants to take the boxing to all corners of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he won. I love that about you, though. I swear. Don't ever think that, because me and you can never be mad at you. Just know, mwah. That's the Jedi kiss.
He gave him the kiss of death.
I love it. I love it. You're always against it, but it's cool. People are, as long as I see people in the chat like, yo, Matt, you're wrong this time. It's all good. I'm good with that. So,
man, you wrong, man.
It's okay. But so, digressing, because we got to talk about the fight, actually. The fight itself was good. And Doomy actually watched this fight.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm happy about that.
Doomy, at least give us your take on the actual fight.
Shit link, by the
way. Did you not get my HD link?
Yes, I did.
The one in the chat.
I got the YouTube.
I'm going to check. Yeah, I got the YouTube link in the chat. And let's not forget when we talk about this tournament to talk about the 168-pound news that we have outside of Gilberto. Even though Gilberto called out in his own weird Mexican way, he called out Chris Eubank or the winner. That was hilarious.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. I got this link right here.
I'll send you the HD link after the show.
Yeah, it was. I mean, listen.
I know I put it on my TV and that shit looked like garbage. And it was like Russian too. It was like,
oh no, that wasn't it.
The World Boxing Super Series stream was in HD. It was nice. It never shut down. Though they did take it off. They did make it private for some reason. I don't know why they did that. Keep that shit public. Let it gain views. Again, a little bit of a, I don't know, of an old thought process in a new media platform right now with the World Boxing Super Series. But
maybe they made it private so that it doesn't. Nah, because it's YouTube, so the server won't go down. No clue why they made it private.
Nonetheless, hell of a fight, man. Hell of a fucking fight, man. I enjoyed the hell out of a fight. Kudos to Dorticos, man. He fucking took bombs, bro. He took bombs from fucking Gassiev, and I think for a moment there, Gassiev actually was thinking about like, what the fuck do I got in front of me? You know, when you got a guy that's taking your best shots and still coming forward and applying pressure, that can be a little bit
Bitty.
Yeah, just no, it'll start wearing on you mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Bitty.
Yeah, I tried to ignore you. But you know what I'm saying? it puts that pressure on you, and he's taking your shots. It was great seeing Dorticos's ability to absorb punches and give out. But eventually, it was too much, man. And Gassiev knocked him out 18 seconds before the fight was over. And I actually thought that Dorticos was going to make it through the whole fight. I'm like, man, this guy's actually going to make it to the end, taking all these bombs. And sure enough, Gassiev put the extra pep on those last 2 rounds and really, really, really hit Dorticos with those shots that just couldn't be absorbed anymore.
Also, Dorticos was really utilizing that jab, that 1-2, controlling the range.
Hell yeah.
He was almost outboxing him in the first half of the fight till he got hurt in the 5th round. That was a huge momentum change. That was a huge change in the fight. Gassiev was able to sort of pin him down. I think also Dorticos sort of got tired towards the end of the fight. His gas tank failed him. And Gassiev was able to catch him, able to keep him on the inside, able to land his shots. But
body shots were fucking crazy. I don't know if you really got to see how many body shots Gassiev landed on there. And he his last fighter, or the one before Benavidez, I forgot who he fought, Matt, but the one before Benavidez, he actually knocked the guy down with a body shot, right?
Benavidez fought Usyk, so I don't know who.
No, sorry, not Benavidez. I'm sorry. The last opponent that Gassiev faced before Dorticos, I forget his name, but he put him down with a body shot.
I don't know if it was Lebedev. I think it was somebody else.
It wasn't Lebedev.
That.
But he put him down with a body shot, and he finished the fight like that. So we know that Gassiev has that power. So again, impressed by Dorticos' ability to absorb and keep mounting on an attack.
And now we have a fight for the undisputed cruiserweight championship.
Yeah, this is it, right? This is the final, right?
All the belts. Yes, Ness?
I was going to say that I was impressed with the fact that he lived up to the fact that he wasn't a typical Cuban. Like, no one's going to mention that he kept coming forward, kept throwing punches. He never clinched. He never ran. He never got on his toes. Kind of like, he fought like a definite
warrior
style.
Fucking warrior.
I'll be honest. I forgot he was Cuban until you mentioned it right now on the show, just because he's not a Laura. He's not an Eswalandi Laura. He's not a Guillermo Ringendale, like you said. He was throwing bombs. They were both throwing bombs, man. I thought he was going to get out of the fight and possibly win decision, to be honest. I thought maybe he might steal it, in enemy territory. But then he got brutally stopped in that last, and like you said, 18 seconds before the fight was finished. And now I can't wait for the main final fight, Usyk versus Gassiev, for all the belts.
Oh man,
Ness hates it. Ness hates these hipster fights. Okay,
I can't wait to see this one. The cat versus the fucking, the straight Russian missile over here. It's gonna be cool, man, to watch because Gassiev, even though he's a forward power punching guy type of guy, I saw a bit of boxing skills in his ability to cut off. And actually, for the first time, I've seen Gassiev actually fight on his back foot.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at first.
There's not too many guys doing it though. Man, how many guys are really pushing this Gassiev guy back? Dorticos was actually a surprise. He really was. He truly was. And for him actually being the actually thinner guy too, he was a bit taller than Gassiev, but he was a thinner guy. So it further impressed me in the way he was able to push him back. But Gassiev, sure enough, showed angles, and he showed that he can box on his back foot and still be a threat. He actually lured Dorticos into a couple of shots throughout the later rounds that I was impressed by what he did. Because usually, fighting on the back foot and actually throwing counters and setting up guys for punches, it really shows experience.
Agreed. I thought it was the best fight of the weekend on paper. It turned out to be the best fight of the weekend in actuality. And I think, I don't know if Gassiev has what it takes to beat Usyk, but he definitely showed a couple more levels to him in this fight than what I thought he had. Improved defense, improved footwork, things that he needs to have in order to beat Usyk or be able to catch up to Usyk.
I doubt he'll beat Usyk.
Me too. I think Usyk's going to be just too good on the jab. He's going to be on the back foot. He's going to be controlling the pace and the range.
Usyk is a boxer, bro.
I really think that as far as a boxing,
he's
plus he has that cardio.
Serious.
Yes, he's got serious cardio, and he's Lomachenko intelligent in the ring, like defensively, man. He doesn't play. He rarely gets hit. I'm telling you, he's good.
Plus the amount of punches he throws for every round.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
It's hard. Plus the
Bro,
added
you wanna
work
do
he's
that.
done.
I don't know, guys. I think I'm probably gonna be against you guys on this one. I think Gassiev's power is really gonna shock Usyk. Usyk was able to take a couple of the shots from Benavidez, but Benavidez doesn't hit as hard as Gassiev, man. I was really and look, he didn't finish Dorticos in the beginning rounds, but any other guy would have went early with those shots. So I think that I'll be picking Gassiev on this one. I think the power is just going to be too much.
Could be.
But
We
we'll
just
see.
don't know.
We don't know yet. We'll see.
It's a 50-50 fight. It is.
That I will agree with. Yeah, it is a 50-50 fight, you could say, but my 51 is gonna go on Gassiev, just so I can eat crow if I lose early and shit. I'll say it out there now.
Yo, don't pick with your heart, man. This year, let's try and pick as perfect as possible.
Well, I saw. Look, we're not
talking to you, Doomy, not me.
Oh, okay. It's
No.
talking to you, right?
Both of y'all. Why not you?
When have I ever picked with my heart?
You notice that Matt always throws shade at me.
That's sweet.
Matt always throws shade.
Hard.
He loves stupid. He's like my little brother, so I was just like, yo, I love you, Matt. I love you.
It's a big bro to me, Doomy. Don't worry about it.
But check this out, dog. I'm not picking out of the heart. I mean, Ness knows that I'm always picking out of the heart per se. Yeah, I like the
some guys.
underdog.
For some guys,
Some guys. I think I pick like that for the guys that I think deserve. And I see that hunger.
Every guy you've met, you pick with the heart.
Take off the beanie. Yeah, but I really agree that I'm gonna agree with myself. Gassiev is good. Yo, look, man, we're not gonna talk about Usyk's last fight with Benavidez, but come on. He didn't show he had power. He didn't rock Benavidez. He's not doing what what is he gonna do? Win another 12-round decision with a guy like Gassiev? Gassiev, he showed, bro, that he can go full, throwing a lot of punches and showing different. He could do this for 12 rounds. So if this is going to be a boxing match, this is why I'm counting on Gassiev's power. He has to hurt him. He's going to hurt him.
Do me, but Dorticos has 1/10 of the footwork.
He was actually the knockout guy, right?
1/10 of the hand speed of Usyk. And he made it almost 18 seconds away from a decision.
Wait a minute. Dorticos' boxing abilities weren't. Look, it may be in styles that were different.
His ability is good, but
it was good.
Speed, the quickness, and the style of Usyk is going to help him counter Gassiev. And if Dorticos can last almost 12, Usyk has better cardio. He's shown that he is durable, maybe more durable. He's more tested at least. Yeah, I think Usyk's going to last all 12.
And what's up with Dorticos not getting no camera time at the end of the fight, man?
Did you see the press conference?
I did not. You're gonna get attention at the press conference. I mean, I just meant, shit. Not even. I know when you're a loser, they're gonna treat you like a loser, right? But
not that. I don't think it was that. So Dorticos showed up to the post-fight press conference and he was crying. He was
emotional. Huh?
He was visibly shaken and emotional. And even Gassiev had to go almost console him. It was a true sign of sportsmanship. The video is going boxing viral on Twitter and social media.
I haven't seen it yet, bro. I didn't even know.
I shared it, so if you want to go to my account at Mixed Combat News, shameless plug on Twitter, you can check out the video in its entirety. So I think Dorticos was a little bit more emotional, and he almost wanted to be away from the arena and the event than it was the promotion, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how I felt.
No. I mean, like I said, I was just wondering. Usually, when there's a battle like that, they kind of bring the other fighter in for a little bit. All I saw was basically, people taking selfies with Usyk and the other guy. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I mentioned it. But if whatever you said happened after the fight, that's cool too. I mean, fighters are always going to get exposure on the press conferences. To me, I was like, oh man, what a fucking fight, Go talk to the other guy real quick and see what the hell he has to say. And I know Gassiev would have given him all his credit because he did. When he was interviewed, he said that, he didn't even feel like he finished the guy, because the guy was, Dorticos was just so durable. And even though he knocked him out the ring, if it would have been up to Dorticos, he would just got right back up and kept fighting. He was that type of guy. And he was emotional and all that, but he has nothing to be ashamed of. And like Gassiev said, hopefully he has bright things coming in his future in the big game of boxing.
Agreed. Nestor.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Usyk does. I want to see. I mean, because the thing is that the Gassiev's pressure, it's not like it's like intelligent pressure, right? It's not like he's just coming, like on that ShoBox fight, right? What's that kid's name that was on ShoBox? Chiena? Did you see those? You tell me you've seen the ShoBox. I know you went out. You had a date.
I'll be honest. I tried actually watching. No. Because I didn't record it because I went out Friday night. So it did not record.
Yo, we should
time out. I went to the app, Showtime app, right? And I have a complaint here with Showtime, official complaint, filing it now. I tried playing it. It would not buffer. It would not play. So the Showtime Anywhere app, they have the full card there, the full 2-hour plus ShowBox card from Friday there. But for me, on my end, the app would not load and the video would not load. Every other thing would load on that app, but that video. I don't know what it was. Maybe because it's a recent.
You guys are just fake ass hosts, man. Look, I'm putting out
everything else. What are you talking about?
Out official PSA. Listen, public service announcement. Enrique's been MIA for so long. We're taking resumes, man. We need a 8. But listen, because we've said this one other time, many years ago, and then everybody literally sent resumes. Listen, you have to. You see how much me and Matt are here? If you can't even think of doing that, don't send me a fucking anything.
Anything.
Just say hello. That's it. But don't say that you want to be a host. You gotta be able to be available and be knowledgeable. Because this is blasphemy. That fucking ShowBox fight was like we talked it up. How the fuck none of y'all watched it?
I watch highlights on YouTube.
These guys fucking train in the gyms y'all work at. You're like, you guys are fucking shit hosts.
It looked good. Ronald Ellis looked like he was
either Doomsday. You really gonna just sit there and act like?
Well, you know what? I missed all the other fights. There's no sense of me just digging myself deeper in the grave by telling you I didn't see this one either. You know what I mean?
I know that's true.
It was a fucking very busy weekend for Doomsday. All right, guys. I very duly apologize.
Yeah, what the fuck are we talking about then?
I mean, oh man. Oh man.
Yo,
we're talking about Rolando Chinea, right? We're talking about Rolando Chinea.
Before him, we got to talk about Tsunami Sam, who was supposed to fight Wellington Romero, your gym fucking mate.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you guys are horrible, bro.
I did watch though before.
You guys weren't these people's friends. Oh my god! Listen,
hey,
Tsunami Sam, he never got going. He just never got going. And Montana Love, I can't believe you fuckers didn't even watch the fight.
Let me jump in here, Ness.
I heard about the Montana fight
before I left the house and went out on Friday night. That's the one fight I did watch.
Oh yeah,
that's actually the one I was about to say. Like that, I forgot his name. But I was gonna say like Mama Love or something like that. Montana
Love.
I'm sorry. Montana Love. That was a fun fight. He looked good.
He did. I question the power though.
Oh, I definitely don't think he's the heaviest hitter, but he looked good. His boxing skill wasn't bad. He definitely is an Instagram star in the sense that just got some.
Now check it out, Doomsday. See, this is what I'm saying. That Matt wants us to rush through these shows, but here's perspective, smacking him in the face. Montana Love was 8-0 yesterday or Friday. Gabriel Flores with all the fucking amateur accolades and fancy schmancy fucking gym outfits and sponsors and everything. He's 5-0 and not fighting Tsunami motherfucking Sam on ShowBox, the next generation. Montana took this fight on short notice. He was supposed to be fighting on the same card at 147. You guys are disrespectful, man. We had him on the show. This kid did. Yeah.
How am I disrespectful? How am I disrespectful?
Yeah, you watched it. Yo, he unthinkable. He jumped out of a lesser fight to get into a televised fight at a lower weight, made the fucking weight, and actually shined. I question the power, but I mean, look, Tsunami Sam could just be tough. And as, Montana Love moves up the rankings, I'm sure he will start to tweak things. But he's definitely your typical cutie black fighter. And I feel like a Brandon Rios motherfucking, I don't know, Brandon Rios and whoever else fights like Brandon Rios style, Marcos Maidana, Lucas Matif, that's all going to be problems for him. But at 140 right now, maybe Jose Ramirez is that style and even more polished, right? But outside of that, until he's faced with that style and we find out, which he's only 9-0 now. Okay, until we see that, man, this motherfucker's good. He's good.
Got a hell of a story too.
He's an entertainer. He's an entertainer. He keeps you glued to the screen. I like it. I like him.
Plus, he's one of those guys that sort of like naturally found like some sort of boxing stardom, air quotes for all the podcast listeners. Like, he had a video that just went viral within the boxing world, and then all of a sudden he jumped on a fight card, late notice, picked up a good fight and a good win. God knows where he's gonna go now, but that's how stars are born.
Remember when he was on the show, he said, "Yo, who knows? Al Heyman might be why this kid's not even signed."
Yeah, most guys aren't signed when they're.
But how are you chilling with Broner, who has a promotional company, who FYI made $150,000 off of Robert Easter's fight as a promoter? How you like them apples?
Good for him, making that promoter check.
It's fucking right. For all you Broner haters out there. Even though he think I'm a hater, see, this is the type of shit. I get hate for being their biggest fans, man. Shout out to the Charlos. We made up. I'm trying to get in that camp. Let me in.
Yeah, I'm good on this topic. I didn't see any other fights, so I can't speak on a lot of the Junior Johan and Ronald Ellis fight, though I did see highlights of it. Did not watch the full fight.
Well, the second fight, yo, I was so excited, yo. I don't even have my old soundboard, man. Damn, do I really not have the Puerto Rico soundbite? You guys need it.
Which one? The
Puerto Rico.
Donde nacido yo.
Yo, Rano Chinea. I swear to God, Matt, all I could think of is if this motherfucker wins, I'm coming in here playing Bad Bunny because he's Puerto Rican and Chambea because it sounds so similar to Chinea. So it's like Chambea, holla. But fuck, Ronald, man. Round 7 got starched after putting on the best performance I want to see Ronald again, man. That style, that kid is relentless. Matisse, I'ma say it. He got lucky. Listen, they said it. The Matisse had power. Like his knockouts were versus people who didn't have skill, but all his knockouts were late. So at least we know his power is real. But I gotta say, the motherfucker got lucky, bro. This kid I've never seen nothing like this shit.
Damn.
He never took a break. He never took a break. He never took a step back. His hands never stopped moving. This shit was ridiculous. I was just watching it like, fuck, man. Leave him alone already. Yo, he just kept punching. He would switch styles, like, not because he was doing a David Benavidez, Terence Crawford style. No, because the right hand was closer to the target. Like the motherfucker just was punching. I hope people call in and seen this fight, man. Then at the end, bro, fucking Matisse hit him with a left hook. And it's not Lucas Matisse, ladies and gentlemen. What is this guy's name? Thomas? Is it Thomas Matisse? Yes, I told you guys to watch out. Remember that Matt, our other producer from Cleveland, let us know on Thursday when we had Montana Love on the show to watch out for Montana and watch out for Matisse. I'll tell you what, Matisse, I'm not closing the book on him and saying that he's a bum and he should have lost this fight. No, because he dug deep. He suffered adversity and he found a way out of it. And that power is real. And this is a difficult style, you know. Chinea isn't Mexican, but damn if he didn't come with a Mexican style. And yo, oh my God, you guys gotta, man, I'm so sad you didn't watch this shit.
I'm actually looking it up, but they don't even have it anywhere.
No,
man.
It was good. And Chinea, yo, he was vocal with his shit too. Like, he wasn't the biggest puncher, but he was fucking digging, man. He was like, oh man, it was nice, yo. I hope somebody calls in and watch this for real. That was a good little scratch, especially for him to get clipped in the 7th or the 8th. The 7th of the 8th. Come on, man. That's like, damn. Fuck, he did good. But what could I do? I can't keep bouncing it off myself. These losers ain't watching. We're going to go on to Yunier Johan. And it's not Johan, it's Yonan. And it's another guy who we trained side by side with. And Ronald Ellis, another guy who we were supposed to have on the show. And they didn't watch the fight. Well, I did.
I tried.
Ellis is a big guy. He was a big guy. But I'm just saying it right now. I know Rachel. Don't cut me, Rachel. I know she's a patron, but yo, Ellis need to go back to the drawing board, Matt. Dude,
really?
He's got to go back to the drawing board. This dude with all this height, all this reach, all this natural power, and either Johan's double left hook hurt him early and made him think and weary, so he kept his distance the rest of the night. You know, he would keep pawing with the jab, but making sure he was far away enough because Johan was explosive with his double left hook. He was just, I mean, if you ever watched his Instagram post on the bag, I never knew that bag work would show up in the ring. Like, I thought that was like an exercise for stamina and power.
Nah, man.
Yo, the way that he fucking throws it on the bag, this dude's doing that shit in the ring, kid. Look, I don't know, man. You know,
I'm looking at the highlights. It looked like it was a good scrap.
It wasn't a good scrap because there was so many lows because, yo, whenever Johan or Yonan wanted, let's just go with Junior. Whenever Junior wanted, he controlled the tempo of the pace. He did a Matt. The same thing Matt does with his hands out and not punching, just backing up. Johan did that. And somehow Ronald Ellis would never capitalize. He would never cut the distance. That's what I'm saying. Go back to the drum board. This motherfucker cannot cut the fucking ring off. Johan went around in circles the entire motherfucking night. The entire night. And let's be real. He had one hand, left hook. Left hook is, and then look, I know I sound very aggressive and like, ooh, I could do that. No, I can't do it. Okay, no, I can't do it. That ain't my fucking job is to do it. My fucking job is to talk about people who do it. And he needs to work on that right hand. Marcus Brown flew all the way to from Staten Island to fucking, where the fuck? These guys are Sloan, Nebraska or some shit, or Sloan, Omaha, or Sloan, some weird fucking place. Sloan something. Winnevegas Casino somewhere in Omaha or Ohio. Yo, you know our other gym mate got a fucking draw. Can you believe that shit?
Who?
Fucking Joel Flores, the Dominican.
Damn, Joel, man. I would have liked to see him fight, bro. Shout out to him. How this fight go?
Fucking draw.
A draw? Was it a fucking like a good call draw or?
I don't know because that one wasn't televised, but I talked to the coach. I called him immediately because I'm a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. A real one. I know y'all ain't call Coach James, but you're going to want pad work later and shit. Matt gonna come over here. So I'm like, oh, coach, give me some sparring with that Dominican kid again. They gonna make sure he knock you out this time.
What's the Dominican guy?
Not the one with the braids, the other one, the one that I do the videos on, Joel. The one with the braids is the one you spar, not him, the darker one. You probably did spar. I keep telling you, I think you spar him too, the darker one. Not dark.
We smoke too much weed, man. We smoke too much weed.
No, you smoke too much because I know who I'm talking about. I watched them. Anyway.
But you're in that gym all the time. Come on.
Oh, Johan, man. I mean, look, they got lucky. They got lucky that they got a draw because honestly, I don't know. I would have had to watch that 3 times.
It looked like from what I saw just now, it looked like a good fight in spurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it was. Whenever Johan wanted to fight, this dude didn't know how to cut the ring and he didn't know how to cut the distance. It was just ridiculous. Whenever Johan decided they're gonna fight, they fought. And okay, let's be fair. Whenever Ronald Ellis, they would, listen to the corner. It's worth at least the corner audio. The corner audio goes all types of in on Junior.
Oh, man.
I actually just remembered it. Yo, this brain is amazing. You guys need to watch that fight. Whoever didn't watch it, just for the corner audio. Remember the corner audio? Was it the corner audio from the Gotti fight? Or what's the corner audio that's famous right now? It was like a white trainer I think it was
Teddy Atlas, right?
No. That is a white trainer whose audio is famous with the fireman. You're absolutely right. Before him, it was another one. Like, he's basically telling like, yo, you giving up your opportunity. You know what I mean? It was a white guy.
Was it Galata? Galata. It was Galata.
Maybe
it was Galata
earlier because that's what I thought. But listen, yes, we're taking calls, Henry Ford. The number is 1-425-569-5241. Press one time if you want to speak to the host and voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. You can also hit us up on Skype by adding Nestor Gibbs on Skype. Yes. Anyway, the point is, the audio for this fight is going to be famous, especially if you guys help us make it famous by clipping it and just social mediaing it. He calls Johan all types of bums and all types of shit. It's crazy. Because he's so mad at Ellis because Ellis is not doing just the normal shit. Like, if Ellis used his natural attributes, it would be a totally different story. But as Matt said, come on, this is a ShoBox. This is a mention, not a fucking hour nest. Let's move on. So we're going out to the calls. We gave you the number. We told you this.
Whoa. Come on, man. We got a couple more headlines to get to. It's okay.
Oh shit, that's right. Let me see if I got this. I wanna actually show you guys this vid.
I have no idea what you
your man in the 168 division.
Yeah, the killer.
The one that's not impressed.
Remember, Matt was like, "Oh, you don't even care about this tournament." No, I do. See, I've always cared about the 68.
You only care about one guy in
That's
this.
not true. That's not true.
Sorry, two guys in this tournament. My bad.
Who's the two?
Groves and Eubank. Come on, man.
Oh man.
Like, you give like half a shit about Usyk.
What? Usyk is that shit.
Yo, come on.
He dubbed him the big Lomachenko, according to Ness.
Talk about Usyk like I talk about Gabriel Flores.
Nope, not since last week. I told you he's the cruiserweight Loma. Don't be a hater, Matt. You're such a hater, Matt.
Maddie.
Yo, just don't lie. Don't lie, Ness. Okay.
I'm gonna just screen share the 168-pound guard. You know what I'm saying?
He said the 168-pound God.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna screen share the 168-pound guard right here.
Guard or God?
Guard. I know that, Bob Arum will have you believe otherwise. And I know that Ramirez, who we didn't even talk about his fight because we flying, called out the winner of the tournament. And he said, I don't, whoever from the UK or Europe, the champions, I want to unify. I want to be pound for pound. So this is who I think Ramirez would eventually fight. And here's my boy putting that twerk. Check him out with a beard, though. That's new look.
Got the Supreme hoodie on.
I'm in the motherfucking gym look. Know what I'm saying? Not to be confused with Matt's crazy shit. First,
damn, Matt. He said use a beardo.
Beardo. All right, first let's watch this. Hopefully they don't flag us for this. I want y'all to watch this. What happened there?
That shit said no mas.
Okay. I just made a mistake.
You just hit the help button.
Way to go. Way to go, Ness.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yo, these UK sites, bro.
Blame it on the UK.
Maybe it's because of that. It's because of that. Because they want me to have all these little pop-ups on my TV. And I don't want that. See? I told you it was because of that.
Look at him.
Listen.
Kissing everyone, hugging everybody.
I can't see anything.
Relieved.
All right. All right. I'll do it again.
Relieved.
Let's start it over because you got to listen. This kid, he's meant for this shit, man. Tell me if you can see it now because I don't want to. You see it there?
Nope.
Damn, so I can't go full screen? This is ass. All right, I'll zoom. How about that?
That looks better.
That's as better as it's going to get for you guys. Ready? Go.
Kissing everyone, hugging everybody.
Wait. I got to go back because this is the perfect part in the super duper beginning. He's just like, look at him. Because he's appalled. He's like, look at him. He's relieved.
Look at him. Kissing everyone, hugging everybody. Blissfully happy. Relieved. Oh, I've done it. I wasn't relieved. I was ready for the next fight.
Absolutely nothing there to worry about because there's gaping holes in that style and that approach that I personally can and will take advantage of. He's got no chance. I believe he's got no chance.
It won't go to 12 rounds. Somebody will get knocked out.
If he fails, he's going to have the biggest fall from grace that we've had in this country for a long time.
This chin doesn't have enough bite. His does.
The pressure's on him, really.
Damn, why Groves does not look in shape at all in that fucking promo pic. What the fuck was that? He looked like he was having a fucking beer and some chips in the back. Come on now. What's going on, Groves?
Talk to me. Did that not get you excited though?
Yeah, I mean, look, it shows that Chris Eubank, it's great what his father's done with his son.
Yo, before you go there, I just want us to go back to another discussion so we could together, you and I holding hands, running through the forest of Candyland, shit on Matt right now on the previous conversation.
He wants to run through the Candyland
about the WBS, whatever, and all this stuff, right? You see how the UK know how to promote boxing. Why is this out there like this? Where's the Gassiev Usyk or Gassiev? Not even, because Doritos and Gassiev, that was a unification. Why they didn't get a 1 minute video?
Yes.
Where's the promo at?
They do have promos. They're on YouTube. You can find them on the World Boxing Super Series official channel on YouTube. Secondly, you know it, and it's seen more because, let's be honest here, we all speak that language. Just like you probably find more Spanish promos for boxing because it's just the algorithms that you two guys hit because you guys are both, you know, what's the term when you speak two languages?
Not bilingual, my friend.
Bilingual. Thank you. God. Wow, that's the we talking right there.
It's cool.
But I would assume you guys get more Cuban boxing stuff on Twitter and Instagram based off of who you guys follow. Just like you guys probably find more UK boxing stuff and information based off of who you follow. The guys in Eastern Europe that don't speak English, that none of us really care about in terms of interviews and promos because we don't speak their language, I would tend, usually we don't run across their stuff as frequently as the stuff that is more in our algorithm, so to speak, for social media. That's what my counter argument is.
I'll tell you, they got me hyped, bro. They got me hyped, and guess what? My boy Eubank and his dad, they went a step further. Yep, that's what they did because that's what they do. Because
he's doing a great job.
They want to promote. You know what I mean? That's what they want to do. So I'm gonna just show you
one thing that I could say about Eubank, and you could tell in the beginning of that trailer he showed us, is that you know his killer instinct is high. I mean, I don't know what goes on in that mind of Eubank.
That's scruffy look.
Yeah, that Eubank Jr. kid, but
that's that I'm coming for you.
His father's nurture.
This looked like the Matt Scruffy look right here. Like,
wait a minute, do you see Groves' eyesight? He's smiling at the camera while he's
Matt. This is the Matt Scruffy look. We don't know if he's in the gym with that Matt Scruffy look.
Well, that promo trailer, you see.
Here we go. You ready for a little treat? If you're not watching this on YouTube, head on over to our YouTube channel. While you're there, hit that thumbs up button. Future, present, past, doesn't matter at all. Helps with the visibility of the show. Lets me, Doomsday, the hippity hipster hunter, know that you like this type of stuff. Like the thumbs up and the comments. Let us know that you enjoyed our Spanish edition of the Boxing Voice en Español. And people are already asking when's the next episode. So like Dr. Dre said, when's the next episode, Doomy?
Tomorrow for all my Latino demographics. Or
what time, Doomy?
We're going to be doing it in the morning. I think a morning show, or if not, an early afternoon show, depending on what me and.
What time in the morning could the producer make it, or is he gonna be sleeping like a baby?
I'll probably be.
You know, Maddie's 3 hours ahead of the kids. You know what I'm saying? But well, yeah, behind. I'm sorry, but yeah, blame it on that. You know.
All right, well, let's go to the clip. Anytime you make a mistake, it's always good to go to clip.
Yeah,
clippage.
Okay, hey.
Damn, you heard that shit? Yo, he got the Fern Gully Sean Porter mask on.
Who he's sparring?
I don't know who this guy is, but I'll tell you what's the premise of the clip or the purpose, right? Their narrative on leaking it, obviously, because it had to be the banks let it out. Oh, that fucking left hand to the body. Yo, what's that on the arm? Is that a sleeve? Oh, he got hit with a straight left there. He ain't like that. Oh! And the father jumps in and stops things.
So George Groves live, Manchester Arena, February 17th. Follow all the action here live on Talk Sport.
We got you. Don't worry about it. You know, we doing our job to promote that shit, unlike the cruiserweight division.
Going back to the headgear, Ness, we saw the famous, you know, the what we dubbed the
bitch bar.
Yeah, that bar.
It's not a bitch bar. If
no.
Let me tell you, February 17th. You don't want to break your nose right now.
Not even so much as that. Matter of fact, so much as that the fighters that are sparring 150 rounds before they go into the ring and fight, like you just said, they don't want to risk, you know, breaking a nose or anything like that.
Also, Doomsday, that is an official sparring headgear. If you're in competition in the amateur level, you have to wear amateur competition headgear, which does not allow for the face guard.
That is correct.
Oh, it's simple. It's that simple.
So it's a sparring headgear. Some sparring partners won't spar you if you wear them. You know, some people have their opinions about it, but a guy like that's
yeah. Well, you're not gonna feel anything with it, so I can see why some people say they don't want to spar you with it, because you know what I mean. You're coming through like I don't know.
Well, mostly it's for the people. I think that
horseman style.
For sparring, I have no problem with it, really. The only time I've had a bad experience is that my thumb actually got caught on the inside, but that was maybe because my hands weren't as close as it should have been. But for the most part, I don't care. Or
you hit him with a loopy ass punch the way you be looping.
I don't even know what you're talking about, Willis. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Let's get back on track here. What do you guys think about this sparring and the fact that they leaked it with the narrative that, you know, Eubank is so dialed in, his father had to jump in between him and a sparring partner because he was going hard? That was the leakage. That's what's attached.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that goes along with the promotion and stuff like that. I mean, because
it's part of the territory.
Because I mean, you as well as I know, Ness, we've seen stuff like that happen inside our gyms. You know, during sparring, things get heated. You know, guys going away. But I'm pretty sure that the father stepped in because they're probably running out of fresh guys. You know, getting guys to go in there and go hard with a guy. You know, the likes of Eubank Jr. It's not easy to find guys like that sometimes. It's not like everybody's jumping up out of their bed to go spar fucking Eubank Jr.
I know, bro. I mean, the kid throws a lot of punches, bro.
And he fucking hits hard.
I mean, the one thing that Grove said in that little promo that we showed was that he's open. There's gaping holes in the Eubank style. And let me tell you, once upon a time, I was high on Grove's pre-Frotch destructions. I thought he was a decent boxer. I felt like Canelo, he had some soul in him. I said, this guy's got some soul. Somewhere down the line, they put some soul. in that family. And yeah, but the chin ain't there. The chin ain't there. And you know what? This kid hits a lot. Now, George Groves has a decent chin. I know some might try to say, oh, it's not there because of Froch. But Froch is a big puncher, and it was really only Froch that did it.
It's only Froch that did it. No one knocked him out.
So if Banks can hit him with like 2, he'll get him out of it, because that's the thing. Like, Eubanks is a multiple punch. So like, he's got to phase him, boom. But that's his style is fitting for that, because once he lands that one, he doesn't stop. He's relentless, especially when he smells blood. I am totally souped up for this fight. But it's like, again, Grove said, he's like, yo, I got nothing to lose. And it's true, because the young up-and-coming hot guy is Banks. Eubanks. I know I keep shutting it down. Going halfway on it. But, Groves is the old guy. So it's like, how old is he really, Matt?
I think he's in his early 30s still.
Oh,
those guys that age fast. He's like James DeGale. Like, both those guys age quick, man.
I mean, look, he's looking a lot older, and especially with that promo right now, I'm gonna judge him, man. You see the front part of Eubanks.
Groves is 29 years old.
Is how old?
29.
He's 29 years old. Come on.
His birthday is yes.
Yeah. He's out there.
Damn. Yo, but he's got how many rounds boxed? That's what Box Rec is good for. Tell him that. Tell him that, Recky. Tell him that, Box Recky.
It was the app, or the tab, I should say. So
go to the Box Recky so they could tell you how many rounds he boxed. He's old in boxing.
Yeah, his body's probably deteriorated already. That's why he looks.
He's definitely older than Eubanks in boxing. That's for sure.
186 rounds.
Versus Eubanks, how many?
Eubank has 157.
So he's not too far off, but how many wars has Groves been in?
You know how many.
As to Eubank, you know what I'm saying?
Level opposition. Remember, like, Chris Eubank Jr.'s best opponent was Billy Joe Saunders, and then he had a huge drop-off in competition, I would say, until he really fought George Groves now. I mean, I don't put the Arthur Abrahams, the Gary O'Sullivans, and the Shootinovs with George Groves.
Fuck out of here. Listen, Arthur Abraham made Gilberto Ramirez, so you got to give...
But Ness, you are the one.
Hold on. You got to give a dude who is 160 moved up to one, because this is the thing. You see, with Matt, there's no context. So new listeners that stumbled on this episode is like, oh yeah, that hipster, he's right. No, motherfucker. He moved up from 160 to 168. First fight was your boy, wasn't it, Abraham? But ain't that the first fight at 68?
No, because Ronald Quillen was.
Remember? Look at that. So don't hate on him. He jumped up to a whole nother division. Abraham is a decent opponent at that division.
I'm not hating, but I'm saying that his 157 rounds are different than George Groves' 180 rounds, because the level of opposition he fought in those 180 rounds. That's what I'm saying. That Chris Eubank Jr. has fought more subpar competition.
Oh yeah, no. Groves. Remember, Groves at 11-0 was in there with James DeGale.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my only point.
Then he's got 2 fights with Froch.
Because you know me, Ness. I like Abraham. I like Sullivan. I like Chutinov. They're B-level fighters, but they're not the level of a Froch. They're just not. Or a Badu Jack. They're just not.
Yeah, but I mean, some would say that that's why Groves is a name now, because he was in too soon with Froch.
Of course. That's my entire point. Even though their total rounds are relatively very close, it's the difference in opposition that led to one guy appearing to be older than the other.
And let's talk about these styles, right? Because Groves keeps saying that he has all these holes and stuff. Like, let's dissect this shit together collectively right now. What holes does he think he's speaking of? Because
I mean, the loopy ass punch, you don't see it because you throw him.
Nah, yeah, don't even talk about loopy punches, Mr. Wild West in the corner, getting his knockdown off of wild punches. Get out of here. Listen.
Jimmy, you could beat Chris Eubank with a jab. Billy Joe Saunders did it.
Hey, yo, and this is what I'm talking about, Matty.
That was a young Saunders.
No, yeah, but still, nonetheless, he fought a boxer. Billy Joe is a boxer, and I think that
Groves is more of the boxer.
Exactly. I'm thinking that this styles make fights, and I think that
yeah, but Groves,
Eubank,
he gets drug into wars. That's what Froch did to him.
Exactly. So if he gets drug into a fight with Eubanks is gonna knock him the fuck out. Because Eubanks, it looks like he's in his killer instinct. You know, you're gonna throw with me, I'm gonna throw with you, and to hell with everything. But if Groves decides to really go in there with a game plan, like Eubank could be in some shit. He could have a
sticks to the game plan, bro. He never, and his cardio ain't built for him to be a true boxer. That's why he's a boxer puncher. He ain't no boxer. He can't stay on his toes. He's gonna gas. This dude's always looks tired. It's, in my opinion. People gonna say, Ness, you hating on him. I'm just saying, every time I put my stock in him,
I think the young lion, right? The young lion is gonna.
Oh hell yeah, I'm going Groves. That's not even my heart. That's like that. Isn't he the favorite?
Eubanks,
Eubanks.
Yeah, I meant to say Eubank.
I think Eubank is the favorite.
Yeah, he better be.
Yeah, he's definitely the favorite. He's the younger, stronger, harder puncher. Supposedly, you know, he got all that, all the attention. He's supposed to win this fight.
Anything else we got?
Yes, the IOC is potentially banning boxing.
Oh yeah, man.
What the fuck is that, bro?
The International Olympic
the AIBA, which is I think it's a French. Those are all French.
No, that's not the AIBA. It's American. It's American. It's not French.
No. Those words are French. You can look it up. Do me. Look up AIBA. Those are French words.
Who the fuck is that guy? I thought that was an acronym for the American International Boxing Association.
No, that's not what it is.
You sure, Matt?
I am pretty sure. I mean, their Wikipedia it's in a different language. So
I mean, Matt, we'll let the people dissect you, okay?
And their official webpage has it different, so it's okay. That may be what it stands for if you want, but it's not American. It's
I know because I'm in the American.
Anyways, because the president's from Taiwan and the president's not from the U.S. I don't know why it's the American. Digressing, they have been under some heavy controversy due to financial reasons, some corruption, money laundering. I know the president has been allegedly linked.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I forget his name. His name is something Wu. I think it's like his for short. It's like CK Wu. So if you type in CK Wu, WU on Google, he pops up. I believe he's been allegedly linked to the heroin trade.
I think that was the Russian. You're talking about the Russian.
Russian guy. He's with the IBA. But yeah, they've been under heavy controversy. So the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, has stopped all funding to the AIBA, and they're going to proceed to try to fix it and see what can happen. So we may not have the Olympics in 2020 for the first time ever in Olympic history since 1904.
And they're even trying to take it away from the Tokyo 2018, I think, pre-trials or they're really trying to I mean, but they said that the article stated that they're trying to do that with everything. They're just trying to clean up house after the problems that.
Yo, can you talk into the mic?
Yes, I can, Mr. Maddie. Yes, I can. But anyway, yeah, I guess they're just trying to clean up a lot of the corruptions that's been going on in the Olympic committee, and even with the soccer corruptions that've been going on. They're trying to clean up all that stuff.
Oh, Tay, let's go out to these phone lines and see who's on the phone.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Let's go out to Mr. Top Rank.
I won't deny it.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
Come with me. Hail Mary, run quick, see what do we have here now?
Boxingvoice.com.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Lemon?
Call in and set you guys straight, man.
Say who's straight? You mean
I need a soundbite.
You mean these clowns, right?
Yep. Well, check this out. First, it was gonna be Matt, but then Because you started shitting all on Lil G, so now you made the list.
Oh, Lemon. I want to talk to Lemon. I'm not talking to you, Ness. I'm talking to Lemon here. We're giving
Ness made the
list. How that shit on Lil G? You
hold on, Ness. I'm talking to Lemon here. Lemon, what is saying that I do not know what his ceiling is shitting on? How is that shitting on him? Because I said he looks fantastic. I said he looked great.
Right, but you're saying like that you don't want to. You're saying it's too early.
It is.
Right?
It's too early to say he's going to be a long reigning champion. It is too early to say that.
I'm telling you, this kid is 17 years old.
Hey,
He's
look, Matt,
Michael Collins.
Look, listen, Alex, let me help you. This dude's fucking doing it again. He's pushing the goalpost back. Now he's saying, oh, it's too early, whatever. No, we were just saying, yo, everyone else uses eye test with other fighters. Why we can't say that? Yeah. Now he's saying, oh, this guy ain't gonna be a long reigning champion.
I said I don't know. I say
that's moving the goalposts. That's moving the goalposts.
I always said that from the very beginning, Ness. No, Ness. Don't lie. Don't sit here and lie, Ness. I always said I do not know what he's doing.
It's always been eye test because I said to you,
don't lie.
I said, Matt, why? But Matt, I said to you, why they got to be a champion with other guys like Earl Spence and Lomachenko? It was eye test. You guys were banking it off eye test.
Very different. So
because that's when you told me, oh, you comparing him to Lomachenko now? Remember?
Yes, because we knew that Lomachenko was going to be a champion from a very early point. Before he even entered boxing, we knew he was going to be a champion. We don't know that with Flores. We know he's really good. We know he's really good. We know he's going to be a
lost against Jose Ramirez in the Olympics.
Okay, we're not talking about Jose Ramirez, so I don't know why you're bringing him up.
I know.
No, he's bringing it up because he's bringing it up because you're saying we don't know if he's going to be anything.
Was Flores in the Olympics? Was Flores in the Olympics?
Who
was Flores in the Olympics? Like
he could have been.
He could have been, but he wasn't.
He was selected.
He was selected, but he
was selected. Yeah,
I understand. Yeah. But again, we have one guy that went to the Olympics and one guy that didn't. So I don't know why we're comparing them.
Okay, what
Matt,
about that?
It's easy, man. All you gotta do is apologize. Say, listen, I probably used poor choice words when analyzing Gabriel Flores Jr.'s fight.
No, I'm not gonna apologize at all. I'm saying I don't know what his ceiling is. He could be a champion. He could be a contender.
It's all right, Lemon. It's all right, Lemon. Let him live, man.
Apologize to who? I don't give a fuck. Come on.
Apologize to the fans for you misleading them in the wrong direction, bro.
How did I mislead him? I said that he's a guy to watch. I said he's a guy to watch, Lemon.
You also tried to rush it. He also tried to rush it, Lemon. He's like, yo, this is a mention, not a talk about.
Yeah, it's not a fucking topic box.
All right. Hold on. Let's bring up 2 points though, real quick. The reason why people Yeah.
I'm gonna actually go back and watch the fight.
I wanted to hear that like 10 minutes ago. Hey, just real quick. Gabriel Flores Jr., 17 years old, sparring Michael Collins, Oscar Valdez, Oscar Negrete, Jesse Magdaleno, on a steady basis, sparring Michaela Mayer, who's a U.S. Olympian. You're in there with the elite, and that's how you become elite. And that's why he showed it. Anybody who hasn't seen it, go to ESPN app, go to the Top Rank, go to the search, and then type in Top Rank Boxing, and then go to replays, and you can see this fight. First round knockout, did what he was supposed to do against a kid that was 4-2. Now, everyone, he's a cupcake, 4-2. Keith Thurman, in his sixth fight, he fought a guy that was 6-22. So anybody that knows the boxing game, we got tune-up fights, keep busy fights, and we got development fights.
He put that one in there.
He brought Thurman up.
Yo, you supposed to be coming.
I'm trying to put it in perspective.
Yo, nah. Why you don't put it on perspective on one of Matt's fighters? Why you got to bring up Thurman? Why you don't bring up motherfucking Earl's sixth fight?
Yo, why is Earl my fighter now?
Yeah. But Earl is a perfect example of the eye test. Everybody said Earl Spence was the truth, and I even said it. Why? Because I seen him fight. It was the eye test.
When did you say it? When did you start saying it? After what fight?
Earl Spence?
Yes. At what point did you start saying it?
Fuck, right off my hand. Yeah. Right off hand. Fuck, I can't think of it right now.
Think it was Tyson's career? Do you think it was Tyson's career? Like, when did you jump on that?
Matt, you win, Matt. No one said it about anyone after their fifth fight. You're right, Matt. He's right. He won.
I'm not gonna say everyone, because there's always guys that are not in.
Lomachenko.
There's Lomachenkos of the world that beat the curve. But most guys aren't really said to be the next champion at 5 fights. Most guys.
Hey, time out though. Let's touch on that. On Loma. And nobody was saying, hey, Orlando Salido. Let's bring up Orlando Salido. Loma lost against Orlando Salido.
Okay, and Salido is better than everyone that you mentioned that Top Rank has combined. All these prospects you mentioned that are so great, they must mean that Flores is great, but none of them are as great as Orlando Salido yet. So Salido was a champion.
Loma was from a different country and had over 300 plus amateur fights, 2 gold medals. He was in the amateurs. If anybody stays in the amateurs that long, somebody elite like that, of course they're going to build up all those accolades.
I know. We're saying he's not the example. He's not the example. He's the reason that we don't include him in this discussion.
He's an exception, yeah.
Yeah, the exception to the rule. Thank you.
Exception. He's different.
Yes, like most guys, like the Spences, the Thurmans, the Jamie, the Sean Porters. You mentioned those guys. It's more comparable to a Flores. It is.
All right, Alex. Thanks for calling in. Suleiman the Scholar, talk to us.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
What's up, Suleiman?
How you doing? Hello?
We hear you loud and clear, Suli.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you hear me now? You hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
I don't understand what's the situation. I don't understand what's the situation with where everybody's making all these fighters, and you just let the fighters fight, man. Sign the contracts, but sign, and let them fight and let them prove themselves. It should be like a Royal Rumble in the 147 division. Like, get these guys to sign up fights and start fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't understand what's the hold up. Sean Porter's talking all this stuff, but he's not. Who's he going to fight next? He's not fighting nobody, right? Hello?
I don't think.
No, he's got an injury, Suleiman. You know that.
Oh, he got an injury. Okay, so Lucas Mati just finished a fight, right? They're one of these guys that just finished a fight like Errol Spence and signed the fight and put him into fight at 147. There's a lot of opponents available. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of avenues to follow, and these guys are not doing. All they're doing is talking and talking and talking. It's no good for the boxing fans. So you have a great day, man. Thank you for your help, and muchas gracias. I hope I get an opportunity to be one of those shows, those Spanish shows.
Tomorrow, Suleiman will be on tomorrow morning. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, get that notification, and you can definitely chop it up with us in Spanish and Español mañana. Majid in Florida, what up?
He ain't really make no reaction.
Whoa.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right, I thought everything wasn't good. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm good, man. Nah, I just was saying, I ain't been in for the call, but Crawford versus Benavidez next. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to let these little Keith Thurmans and all those other champs pan out their shit. Terence Crawford in the mix actually in my opinion, give Keith Thurman some time to play those games. So if he beat Horn, I love Benavidez next, because Benavidez jumped up on him and ain't no doing that shit, man. You gotta show what the fuck you talking about. So I'm all for that fight. And Usyk versus that other guy, I'm gonna go with Usyk on that, man. But that's all I got.
All right, Majid. Everybody seems to be picking Usyk. 773-424. 773-424. Who's this?
This is Kevin from Chicago.
Kevin, first time calling in?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, go ahead and talk to us.
So you think they're gonna rob GGG again?
I hope not. I hope we get a definitive answer this time.
He's got to knock him out, right? That's the only way they're going to give it to him. What do you think?
I think he could win a decision this time because the world's going to be on notice since the first one was a draw and it wasn't a popular decision.
Okay. Now with this Gassiev guy, they're going to unify the titles. Is that what we're doing? Is like a little tournament thing? I don't understand this.
Yes, it is a tournament. Unfortunately for us Americans, it's not any U.S. television, so it's a bit difficult. But if you subscribe to their YouTube channel, you can stay up to date. Some of the fights are streamed there or uploaded there later. And yes, it is all the cruiserweights, all the titles. Last week, Oleksandr Usyk defeated who did he defeat? Benavidez for the WBC, so he unified the WBO and the WBC. And then today, Dorticos lost, well, yesterday actually, Dorticos lost to Gassiev for the IBF and the WBA, which Doritos was actually elevated too, because they wanted to make sure that that belt was actually on the line. So, yeah, man, it's a unification for all the marbles.
Okay, so who's your top pound for pound three? Your top 3 pound per pound?
What, fighters?
Yeah, Lomachenko.
Nah, I don't do pound
Crawford,
for pound.
Okay.
But you can. Go ahead. Lomachenko, Crawford, and who else?
Let me think. GGG. Let's see. Number 2's got to be Lomachenko, and number 3 Crawford.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
You object to that?
No, can't complain.
Okay. Now, what do you think of this? Who's the guy that lost the award?
Kovalev.
Yeah. What's Kovalev doing? What's his next fight?
He's actually fighting March 3rd, same day Deontay's fighting, but he's fighting, your Gardner.
Okay. I'll be looking forward to that then.
Well, all right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in, Kevin in Chicago. We're going out to Legendary Boxer. What's going on?
What's going on, guys? Did Matt run away after taking all those L's?
He certainly ran away. He wanted to watch the Super Bowl. His message is, I'm hungry as fuck, gonna watch the Super Bowl. Ness, stop dick riding.
Yeah, man. I mean, Ness, you're, I was kind of disappointed. You're fucking promoting that bullshit-ass next cherry for Crawford. I mean, this guy, Crawford, man, he was doing backflips, beating Gamboa and shit. I just don't think, like, he ever wants to be great. He's happy fighting, like, third-tier guys like Delorme and Lundy, and now he's fighting the weakest champion, 147, and he's getting in beef with guys like Benavidez. I mean, I don't see what's going on here. This guy's always into some shit. Even with Delorme, he was getting in Delorme's face like he was some kind of fucking legend and shit. If you see Spence, he went and beat Brook and Peterson. He barely celebrated. That just tells me Spence is the type of guy he wants to be great. Crawford is happy fighting these fucking crumbs from Top Rank. That's what it tells me. Just like Bradley was. Bradley was happy fighting second-tier opposition mostly before he beat Marquez and lost to Manny. I think him, Ramirez, and Valdez are going to be protected with that Top Rank cherry program. Valdez almost got exposed by Mariaga, and I think he might lose to freaking Quigg. And Ramirez, he's not going to beat Benavidez or any top guys either. What do you guys think?
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Ramirez. When is Casual coming back?
Oh, man, he's been working, bro. He just sent us a video. He was on set today. He's he's a film guy. Yeah, but Casual ain't gonna have no comments on any of these fights. He wasn't gonna watch ESPN or WBSS or whatever.
Or that British vegetarian beef. That was some bullshit too.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that. I heard someone told me it was horrible to watch, and that
Eddie Hearn is about to bring another trash match from Card to America with fucking Jacobs and Spike O'Sullivan. That's gonna be trash.
I thought Spike didn't accept it.
You know that's going to happen. They're just keeping it quiet. and they'll wait a little bit and announce it so people can be like, oh, whatever, let him fight him. You know, that's the strategy. Just like Manny's fighting Alvarado, they're just saying, oh, it might not happen. Like Aaron was like, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you know that's gonna happen. Who else is gonna fight?
Yeah, you know what? Matt left. We didn't even get to talk about Ancajas. Everybody left. They all bums. That's crazy, man.
They were trying to anoint Ancajas the next Manny, like especially Mark Kriegel. Every time he would throw punches, like that's what Manny would do.
No, well, it was actually Bradley saying, "Oh, look, he does this like Manny." At first, he started off saying he wasn't. I guess he got the beeper or the text message like, "Hey, stop saying no." But
did you notice this fucking Georgie guy all day long? He just bashes PBC, and PBC just put out the best boxing schedule in the game, and these guys are bashing PBC and him. And what's going on with that, man?
Yeah, but Georgie, you know, where's his IQ at?
I mean, how do you bash the guy that saved boxing in 2017 and 18? Without PBC and Showtime matchups, boxing would be like fucking dead, literally, without the lights on.
Georgie has it out for PBC since it started, bro. Because look, why is no one calling in to talk negatively about this Top Rank card, which is essentially exactly the same thing?
Exactly. You remember when PBC started? Every fucking week we would have discussions about their ratings, their demographics, their ticket sales. We would nitpick them apart like fucking vultures.
Nitpick.
Like we destroyed them.
Everyone had an article about the shit.
Every fucking man. Now we act like it's not even on TV. Now we act like, oh, whatever. Fucking Lomez fighting Mariaga, who just lost to Valdez. It's all good. Who cares? It's not a black promoter, so why should?
No, I care. You always hear me talking about fucking Valdez and his fucking opposition. I don't even know. Valdez is on his 5th defense of nobody's. But anyway, listen. I gotta go. Let me get to Scorsese here. Scorsese, what up?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I don't know why so many fucking people giving Dorticos so much props for taking a good ass whooping. Like that, he didn't adjust, he didn't do shit different. Just 1-2 and take punches in the face. The dude didn't counter punch him to death. Nothing. He didn't like get no respect off a counter. The dude just stepped in. He would go on the back foot, and he would step in, throw the left hook, left uppercut. And Dorticos got hit with that shit from round 1 to round 9. And people talking about what a fighter he is. He'll be back. Motherfucker, why?
What type of fight were you expecting him to fight?
No, I've seen him and he's much better than what he showed. You know, the dude, like even if you a person steps in on you, you got about 4 options. You can step to the side, either side. You could smother in, you could step backwards and punch, or you could just stand there, hold your ground, and let him know, don't you disrespect my range again. This motherfucker didn't do neither one of those. He stood there and let the dude beat the shit out of his guard. He just let him knock on his door all day. He's sitting on the couch trying to enjoy a program. Gassiev just knocking on his door when he want. He didn't do shit about it. That was the word. That shit was pathetic, bro. Like he was crying for a reason, because he put on. It ain't nothing good about getting your ass whooped when you train for 8 or 12 weeks or 16 weeks and you just get your ass beaten. Don't make one mistake. The corner don't help you none. I ain't here to be giving people credit for getting their ass whooped, because the pain in their body ain't gonna give them credit. You better avoid that. You better make some kind of adjustment. You holding the strap, and you mean tell me you don't make no adjustment? That kind of just brought the level of the tournament down.
What adjustment was he supposed to make against a guy like Gassiev? I mean, I'm not.
I said it. All Gassiev did was what he done to get the knockout. You said it earlier. He threw the left. He threw the left uppercut. He threw the left uppercut. He threw the left hook to the body. He got one of the best lead hands in the game, but it's only really good up close. So you don't let this motherfucker get close to you without feeling you. You at least got to punch with him if you're just gonna get hit for free. Like, you got power too. And only thing he threw was the 1-2, man. That's all the dude was throwing. Like, his trainer, his whole regimen just need to go in the trash can. That shit was garbage. All right. That was horrible. That brought the whole level of the tournament down. I almost don't want to see them bring this shit to the United States. Because
I wouldn't go as far as bringing the level of the tournament down.
No, I'm tell you why. I'm tell you why I don't want to see them bring this to the States. I feel like it's better off where the divisions ain't good in the States, because we got power networks that probably ain't gonna deal with each other. And they don't deal with each other, man. What's the point of seeing the bum ass start of the tournament cherry picks And then the good fights 3 or 4 fights later. What's the point? They do that shit already. So I don't need no Ali trophy to tell me I'm seeing a good fight or not. The Dorticos was slaw, bro. And fuck that Top Rank shit. I ain't even watch it.
Man, why are so many boxing fans so angry? It's like you can't please them. Look, he didn't like that one. It's like Matt didn't like Top Rank, but he loved WBSB. He didn't like WBSB or whatever the fuck it is, or Top Rank. It's like, whoa. Let's see if we can get a little mood changing going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
You keep chasing, you got your block on fire, you remain in the cheese. Until the moment you expire, you know what it is. You make nothing out of something, you handle your business. You don't be crying if it's something you don't keep
Whoa. What's happening, people? You know what I'm saying? We need to get back. We need to get boxing back to where it needed to be. What's good, Ness? Who all we got on the show? Just you?
What's happening?
You the lone soldier today?
I got Doomsday here, man, but he acting like the cat got his tongue.
Right, I see what's happening, Ben. But yeah, man, we gotta bring boxing back to where it needs to be, bro. That's all gonna start when these champs start fighting each other, man. When we gotta start promoting. Deontay Wilder, you know what I'm saying? He got to get in there with that boy overseas, Anthony Joshua. He got to accept the challenge and make it happen. After we deal with all teams, we're going to drop some bombs on him. Next thing we doing, we're going overseas, baby. We're taking over. You hear me? The welterweight division, man. You already know how I feel about that. Yeah, I'm up now. Look, that's my call, man. My call, man. The wife is coming down on me like a ton of bricks. You know how that is, man. You know how it is.
You know I know. You know I know.
Take it easy, though. I'm out.
All right, and now you know I know how it is. I ain't even going to. I ain't even going to front, man. I ain't even going to front. Shit, women run the world, man. Motherfuckers run the world.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't play Showtime to see you all there, not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see some motherfucker just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next, what a great show. Thumbs up, donate. Hey, yo, what's happening, people? Super Bowl shit, nigga. Tommy Boy status, my nigga. Shout out to the UK. Afro TVB's from the UK. Shout out to you, representing all these years. Getting all this bullshit here and still coming up. Gotta give it to you, my fans. Anyways, Jason, the legendary boxer, can suck a dick. All that nigga do is fucking dig right out Heyman. And then when you talking about my IQ, how many times I gotta come here and prove you wrong? What's wrong with you, nigga?
How you proving me wrong when you can't stop your lies? Like, it's a yearly thing. It could be a yearly thing and it be okay. Like 2012. Yo, fuck Al Heyman. He did some bull. Let me talk, bro. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk so people know what it is I'm saying. That's the problem. That's the big problem.
On me. Let me come back.
Well, I can't even understand. That's your biggest problem. You don't let anyone understand what you're saying.
You're a nigga. Go ahead.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what you're saying.
You know you Antifa, nigga. You Antifa.
I'm on Tifa.
But go ahead. Yo, but anyway, you cannot be talking about people's IQ because I told you a long time ago that the WBC Mafia wasn't doing shit about no drug test. For fucking 5 years, I told you that shit. I told Robbie, all the old panelists, we had the discussion a long time ago. And who they got on fucking 10 rank? The Babnico. Who they got fighting for the world championship, for the heavyweight championship of the world? Two-time offender, fucking Ortiz himself. But you want to talk about my IQ. What happened with free TV coming back from boxing, from PBC? What happened with that free shit? But my low IQ didn't let me understand that, right? And I'm right again. I've been right about many things. But you want to fucking have fucking legendary boxer come here and suck on a Hamer's fucking nutsack. And talk about
So
me.
why don't you dispute what he said? Who has the better schedule? Like, that's the point I was trying to make. You see what I'm saying? You see, you don't let anyone talk.
I'm tell you right now on record.
Man, I can't wait for your time to be up.
Lara is gonna school her. That's how he should pick. Ortiz getting knocked the fuck out. And Superman beating Battle Jack. So there's your schedule, nigga. That's your schedule. I already picked it. That's how competitive that shit is. Anyways, I'm out here. Like I said before, shout out to the
Yo, but
UK,
that's
to
the
USA,
point.
to
That's
the
the
world.
point. Yo, my friend, wait a
Boxing
minute.
belongs to
Wait a
all of
minute.
us.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's the point. Like, if you stop yelling, that's the point. You're able to pick that schedule because it's so non-competitive, right? So why didn't you pick yesterday's card? Why didn't you critique yesterday's card? Why aren't you yelling about yesterday's card? Why aren't you calling Bob Arum a devil and mafia and fuck Bob Arum? Why? Let me finish. Let me finish speaking. Let me finish speaking. Let me finish speaking.
Don't make me call Madam your ass, nigga. Yo, pull Matt back with Maddie.
That's the problem, dog.
Mateo, yo quiero Mateo. ¿Dónde está Mateo?
90 seconds. Ignorancia. All right, bro. We good, man. You out. You
Get your
good.
Spanish straight, B.
All right. You win, Georgie. Heyman's a devil. I hear you. It's sad, yo. I be trying to, like, I don't want to see people go off the cliff. You know what I mean? Some people like that end up in the psych ward.
Said, let me spinach speaking. That was funny.
60 seconds.
That was so funny.
570, 290.
Oh, man.
570, 290? All right. Well, that is that. Looks like we've come to the end. I'm gonna say final thoughts, man. Look, man. Damn, bro. Like, why so serious? Why are people so mad?
10 seconds.
Like, why is more boxing bad? Like I just live in the reality, Dooms. Like, I know that this world that I'm living in, Gilberto Ramirez is not facing George Groves or Eubank winner next. That's not happening. And that's okay, because this is the world that I live in. Until someday, you know, things all of a sudden change from one day to the next and we're living a different reality, then I'll go crazy. But for the last 10 years, boxing has been like this. A promoter finds a fighter. He hopes he has a following, a country, someone, fans and children to invest in to this fighter and build him as a franchise. Why is it all of a sudden that these people want the promoter to somehow skip this process, put this handsome 168-pounder, first Mexican ever 6'2", in the ring with killers and make no money, no ROI,
no return of investment?
Don't make anything on your investment, Bob Arum.
Well, I mean, for the casuals, because I know the hardcores will probably understand the business side of the sport a little more, but for the casuals, you know, there is a science to it. There is a blueprint sort of that you could follow in order to get the most out of your investment. You got to understand, every boxer is an investment, and just like any other investment, you're gonna do your best to your ability to make sure that your investment is protected and that your investment is growing. and putting fighters that can make great future champions up against top guys immediately, throwing these guys in there. It's just not. It's like Ness says. It's not gonna turn out too well on the return of investment on your guy if you're throwing him in there with a killer right away. And like I said, they're bringing all these fighters up the right way. So for some people to get mad and kind of scuff at certain fights and stuff like that, just get to know the sport more, and maybe you'll give these promoters a little leeway in certain things. I understand shit fights are sometimes made, but for the most part, our sport's been consistent, in the way that fighters are brought up.
Man, no one's in any business to lose money.
You got that right.
Does it get frustrating for Valdez to be probably on, like, I don't know, his 5th defense and we don't know anyone? He's made them all famous. Like, I've never heard of them, but I mean, it is what it is. That's the way that it is, until someone can pry that sanctioning body. Where's the WBO from? Are they from Panama? I wish Matt was here. I think that's a Panama sanctioning body.
With WBO?
Yeah. Or is it Puerto Rico?
Well, let me check.
Might be Puerto Rico because Juan Manuel Lopez had a real good relationship. Might be Puerto Rico. Anyway, slow week, but it was a ton of boxing. And if you like boxing, the actual art of it, you got to have some fun. There was some pretty good prospects that you got to watch and see how they put together their combos in retrospect to how, or in comparison to how other, pros put it together much further along in their careers, and then kind of see and gauge where these guys are at. And you know what? I want to see more of Gabriel Flores Jr., and I hope that you would invest your time in checking him out. Teofimo Lopez, another one I'm giving a strong recommend, because I understand that you can't watch every fight. I understand, you can't invest so much time. You got wives. Look, NO, he's a truck driver. He's on the road 24/7. And then look, when he's home, the wife wants his time. So there's very little time. But I think this kid is going to prove worthy of your time. And Gilberto Ramirez, I'm sure they're going to go that Jesse Hart rematch route, because I know Bob Arum, Todd DeBuff, Carl Moretti, none of those people were expecting Gilberto to be hit as much as he was hit yesterday. Not that he was hit a lot, but from a shorter, outgunned man, it just didn't make any sense, He gives away his height. He crouches down a lot. He's still raw, and he's learning on the job.
He has to encounter more styles, and that's the thing about bringing up a fighter. Sometimes you bring up.
Yeah, but I don't know, Doomsday. I mean, we're talking about a guy that has over 30 fights, bro.
Yeah, but who's he been fighting? What kind of fighters? What kind of styles has he been fighting?
It's not about styles. It's about more experience. Then,
not so much experience. It's like, look, right? You got a lot of these young guys that get taken down in Mexico to start up their career, and they fight a lot of Mexican style fighters. And then when they come back to the States and they get in there with American style boxer or anything different than that, and they're not used to it or they haven't planned for it, and it can cause problems. It can cause problems. So, maybe he just needs to get in there with guys that are, boxing more.
I mean, he did better versus Hart, who is a better boxer, but we're talking about a guy that's 37 pro fights in. All right. There's no excuses.
You're right. Not too much excuse you can make. But like I said, when you get to the professional level, the way I see it is this game plan. What was the game plan? How much you know about your opponent? And
dude, he's been on a top rank diet since he signed the top rank in 2013, bro. I mean, since 2013, the biggest name on his resume is Arthur Abraham. And you heard what Matt said about Arthur Abraham.
Yeah, he didn't think much of
When
him.
I tried to give Eubank credit for facing Abraham, you know what I mean? That's the biggest name on Gilberto Ramirez's name, because Jesse Hart isn't bigger than Arthur Abraham. Jesse Hart hasn't even accomplished what Arthur Abraham has done in his career. Jesse Hart could only hope to get as many world titles and defenses as Arthur Abraham. But look, I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. And remember, this is a sport that you love, not the one that you hate, even though some of you act like it.
Definitely, man. And I'm Alex Doomsday Lainez. You catch me on IG. That's Alex_Doomsday_Lainez, Lainez. Facebook, Alexander Lainez. And then Twitter, you can see it's I think it's Alex Lainez TBV. Alex Lainez TBV. Yeah, man, let's show love to the sport. We didn't have super fights this week, but there was plenty of fights to watch. So like that says, if you love the sport, you'd enjoy some good scraps. And yeah, we got to see this week a little bit of the future, right? A lot of future fighters. And as you guys well know, Ness, mentioned before, there was guys that didn't really matter years ago that Ness put in front of the camera, and then now they're super world champions. So let's not forget about our upcoming youth in the sport. Let's nurture our future fighters. Let's nurture these fighters and support these fighters, and accept the process, right? Let's not be fickle, like Ness says. Let's not be frustrated and anxious. Not every fight's going to be a super fight, but let's enjoy the journey with these guys. Whoever you back up, whoever you decide to back up along their journey, let's back them up.
All right. Have a good night.